Now, the Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM.
He's a Catholic for 15 f***ing minutes. Is that so much to ask?
Now, the Sopranos update in 60 seconds flat.
Hey, we gotta hear what's going on in the sausage factory. How do we get in? We'll wait for Tony's water heater to blow, and then we'll change the lamps.
Baby Bing leaving.
Princess Bing leaving.
Bing Crosby leaving.
What?
You giant ass.
Cut the wire.
Pick the lock. Hey, where's the Russian maid? Oh, no, call it off.
Oh, come on.
Hey, there's some old guy peeing in Tony's pool.
Psycho twin.
Leno's roommate's an alcoholic.
Put some clothes on, Liza.
Your laces are covered with urine.
Oh, my God.
Episode 2. Tony's mother has a gigantic head.
Wow, 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 wow.
Oh, she's dead.
Tony's upset.
Why? He tried to kill her.
Knock, 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 knock.
Hey, what's up?
My goodness.
I'm black and Jewish. Joker. Plus, I'm dating your daughter.
And a triple.
Holy baloney.
The blob returns.
Oh, my God, it's Janice.
Your boyfriend's a sandwich at Sex Realities.
Everyone say something nice about your dead mother. Bitch.
I loved her.
Shut up, Janice. The Sopranos update in 60 seconds flat.
All right.
9:02 at 560 WQM. Happy Tuesday to you. I'll tell you one thing, boy. The humper milked that thing yesterday, and Mo milked it like Elsie the Borden cow this morning, just squeezed it dry. Are we going to do the same thing on this show?
Uh-huh.
Sure, why the hell not? Why not? We're the poll experts on this show. We can do good poll. Make no mistake about that. And this TV Guide thing, I was saying to George a minute ago, and Miguel, the same people who read TV Guide are the people who read Reader's Digest. Same crowd. Nobody reads TV Guide. If you want the TV book, it's in your newspaper every Sunday.
Right.
If you're not intelligent enough to buy a newspaper, then you should be reading Reader's Digest and TV Guide. They both suck.
Or you have your online guide right there on your satellite dish or whatever it is.
Right,
Digital
or on your
cable,
digital cable or whatever you got.
Exactly.
I mean, only like little old ladies who have like one of those little antennas on the TV, those whatever they call those, an aerial.
Rabbit ears?
Rabbit ears, very good. Little old ladies with rabbit ears who watch Oprah and who are subscribed to TV Guide. They're the ones. Assholes. Hate TV Guide. And I hate their list, which will give us plenty of opportunity. I think we're going to milk it not just for one day. We'll show those pikers a thing or two. We'll milk it for 3 days on this show for the rest of the week. Don't you think that's a great idea?
I love it.
Because if you're going to take the ultimate poll, and we've done this before. I'm not really sure when the last time is we did the TV show thing, but we've done many of these on movies and actors and TV shows and etc. We even did the one on porno stars, didn't we?
While I was gone, apparently.
I believe we did. I don't. Did we really do that? Because I don't remember who the hell won.
Miguel
Peter
nodded.
North should have won it hands down your pants
Squirt,
on the male side, nevertheless. And you know who really gets short shrift and it pisses me off is Bambi Woods. I keep mentioning that. Maybe nobody out there has seen Debbie Does Dallas. It's an old movie, and she's probably 85 years old now, like Amber Lynn. Joe Costello told me she left like a lot of toe jam behind after she was on their show. Amber Lynn, she's got to be like 75 years old. But nevertheless, Bambi Woods. You saw Debbie Does Dallas, right?
I don't even know. It was 100
what do you
years
mean you don't even know? Those were in the days when porno movies, like I keep screaming about, actually had names,
right,
and they were identifiable as opposed to like, all the same crap,
And in those days, you actually went to a theater to see them.
Oh, God.
And I only saw 2 pornos. It was a double feature in a theater, and that was one time. And the rest were just incidental tapes that were, just on somewhere, friend's house, things
Well, I'll
like
see you
that.
at the Gaiety tonight. Oh, and speaking of movies, and Justice for All, last night, I mentioned that I caught the last hour of that last night, and it goes to show you something. That during the course of your lifetime, I guess it's all things in their particular time, they impress you in a certain way, and some things, last, they're lasting, and they stand the true test of time. Other things, and Justice for All, the one scene in the courtroom there where Al Pacino goes nuts, and he says, my client is guilty and he should go straight to effing jail, and just goes apeshmit. That scene's worth the price of admission alone. But the rest of the movie is so damn depressing. Just enough to make you want to blow your brains out or somebody else's. It's a pretty damn depressing movie. But the one scene is great, and Justice for All. And he's great. Our poll yesterday, what do you dislike most about Neil's show? 1,126 votes. Nothing, it's fine, 277. Nothing, I like it better than ever, 241. That's pretty good total. Pretty impressive from this picky audience, especially when you give them a whole bunch of categories to bitch about. No phone calls, 205. They don't like that. Well, we took some phone calls for her yesterday, and guess what? They sucked. They bit the big one, man. They sucked toe cheese. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll take a couple today. I doubt it, though. Because if we did that, then you know who's going to call? The same losers who called Mo this morning. Oh, how about the Big Valley? Yeah, we don't want to hear that again, okay? We'll let you do it by fax. Because this is going to be very complicated and very scientific and a lot more accurate than the TV Guide. And to show you how inaccurate TV Guide is, if you go to their website, which if you want to get their list, I'll read their list in a minute, in case you missed Mo and Hank and everybody else who's milked this thing. But if you go to their website, you can find the list, and also you can vote your own on there. And believe you me, the list from the public is nothing like the list that their experts at TV Guide came up with. Anyway, let's see. No phone calls, 205 on our poll yesterday. Too much reading. I thought there'd be a lot more than that. Only 89. That's like less than 8%. Didn't you think there'd be more on that category?
No.
Too many priest stories, 79. Don't like the tone of the show, 75. That's where most of the bogus votes came in. Go Leafs Go, 71. Oh! By the way, the front page of the newspapers this morning, Matt Sundin may play tonight. Don't hold your breath, you know. It's only 3 weeks since he broke the bone in his hand. He can't hold his stick that is. But I wouldn't. But nevertheless, we're praying. We got our fingers crossed, and the town is on fire. Not enough comedy bits, 52, and too many comedy bits, 36. That was yesterday's poll, so it seems like an awful lot of happy people out there, which is good. Oh! That's the way we like it, and if not, see ya. And of course, some people would say, well, you know, the people who didn't like the reading of the stories and didn't like this, a lot of those people are gone. Well, guess what? Have a great life. Bye-bye. Like John McLaughlin would say, bye-bye. Now, speaking of polls about TV, there's a separate poll, and this one, I'm not sure which one pisses me off the worst. This just frosts my fat ass. 10 years ago next week, Johnny Carson gave up the chair on NBC's Tonight Show and went quietly into retirement. But the man who made Carmack the Magnificent, Art Fern, and his razor-sharp nightly monologue part of the national landscape is far from forgotten, according to a new Gallup poll. This is George Gallup, the Republican right-wing pollster, who's a real asshole. According to a new Gallup poll, Carson is ranked the best late-night talk show host of all time. I have no problem with that, even though he's not, but I have no problem with the poll. That's expected. But the poll asked respondents to pick from 6 hosts: Carson, his successor Jay Leno with a stupid chin, protege David Letterman, predecessor Steve Allen and Jack Paar, and competitor Dick Cavett. Boy, Dick Cavett's a piece of crap, you know? Is he annoying? He's a twerp.
Quite.
But Carson was picked by 39% of the poll takers, well ahead of the 20% who picked Letterman and the 16% who chose Leno. 6% chose Steve Allen. Paar and Cavett barely ranked at all. Now, I'm going to tell you something. A part of that has to do with age, I guess. But the old Jack Paar show, now Steve Allen was on before Jack Paar, so how can that be? But Steve Allen gets it because of his Sunday night show, which didn't make the top 50 in TV Guide, by the way. What a joke. What an infamia. You assholes at TV Guide. You make me sick to my stomach. You make me want to puke my guts out. Anyway, Paar and Cavett barely ranked at all. Cavett, I can understand. He was like a blip on a radar screen in his history of TV. I mean, he was on a lot, but he was always twerpy and obnoxious, and everybody hated him. But Jack Paar show was great. He had Alexander King and Dodie Goodman, all these great characters. He used to be on the show all the time. Jack Paar was sensational. Gallup editor-in-chief Frank Newport was somewhat surprised by the results. We might expect younger Americans are more skewed toward appeal for Leno and Letterman, he said on CNN Live today. You can see, however, Carson, who does better in the older group, still has 26% of the 18 to 29-year-olds who say he's their favorite of all time. Many in that age group, Newport added, were teenagers or younger when Carson left the air in 1992. Now, let's see. He's been off the air for 10 years. 10 years. So if they're like 18 to 29, well, I guess. Because 18, they would have been 8 years old when he went off the air.
Not too interested in that kind of programming.
No. And not too many of them up at that time of night. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right. So like if they're like 20, they would have been 10. No, 10-year-olds weren't watching Johnny Carson or any show late at night.
No.
If they were like 22, they'd have been 12. So this is bogus again, see? They're just saying it because he's a big name, he's famous, and everybody knows, here's Johnny. They know that crap. But don't give me the song and dance about 26% of 18 to 20. Even 29-year-olds, they were like 19. I can see that. When you start staying up like past 11:30 at night, when you're like 15, 16?
Yeah, 14-ish.
So this is crap. It's bull crap. It's bogus again. Meanwhile, despite Jay Leno's rating successes tonight, Hostie's come under fire from TV critics for his lackluster interviews and rim-shot monologue style. Too much rimming. Too much of the rimmer. The Gallup poll was conducted May 6th to 9th, 2002, with a sample size of 1,012. Jack Paar not showing up really frosts my ass in that business about 18 to 29-year-olds say Johnny Carson. They never saw Johnny Carson.
Not only that, but his demos were getting older and older, if you recall.
Kind of like Mike Ranieri.
Exactly. So you know those young people weren't watching Johnny. They were watching Letterman, if anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm just telling you, you got 26% of the 18 to 29-year-olds to show you how bogus these polls are. People will talk about our poll and how people diddle with our poll, et cetera, and so on. Even though they're unscientific, et cetera, and all the other stuff, I still think, they're just as valid as this other crap. In other words, they don't mean a hill of beans. But it's sure a lot of fun. So TV Guide decided, and I guess they picked them out of a hat they must have, just to piss everybody off. Just like People Magazine does the thing with the 50 most beautiful people in the world, and you look at it and either laugh or cry, one or the other. I mean, at least 2/3 of those 50 people, you wouldn't look at a second time if they, crawled under your front door naked. You wouldn't even look at them a second time, or first time, till you kick their ass out. So it's the same kind of a thing. It's just a list to get everybody talking, and maybe a few extra people to buy TV Guide.
No.
Are we going to buy TV Guide this week?
No.
Why the hell do you have to do that? I got the list right here. And you can go to their website and get it all for free, and then you can vote on there. And by the way, let's see, where is it on their list? To show you how different their list is, because they're letting the public vote online. You can go to tvguide.com/50th. tvguide.com/50th. Number 43 on their list happens to be, so far in the public voting, number 1 by a landslide with the public. How do you like that, huh? What'd I tell you about that Michael Landon?
Oh!
Thank you. Bonanza's winning hands down your pants. We'll get to that in a second. We can kill some good time with this the next 3 days. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Hank. Hey, what's wrong with that? We're the poll people. We got the poll position. Speaking of the poll position, join the overnight guys, Joe and Mark, tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 at the Dunkin' Donuts at 399 South State Road 7, just a half mile south of Atlantic Boulevard. Stop by and try to win some of our usual crappy QAM prizes. That's with Joe and Mark at Dunkin' Donuts in Pompano tomorrow morning. So like on your way to work or on your way to the track to muck out the stalls. Hey, if you want a fantastic meal and a great atmosphere, the Armadillo Cafe is just that place. They're an institution in South Florida. In fact, every time you read about the top restaurants in South Florida, we're talking about rated by people who know great food. Armadillo Cafe is on the top of the list. And now Armadillo Cafe is in their great new location, 3400 South University Drive, just south of 595 in Davie in the Pizza Loft Plaza. Can I say that? Right where Sadie's Buffet used to be?
Why not?
I just said that. The food at Armadillo Cafe is sensational. We're talking about really gourmet stuff. Start out with an appetizer like the tequila grilled shrimp with corn cakes or the tempura island princess conch. Then order one of their terrific spinach salads with glazed pecans or the pistachio-crusted mozzarella salad with lemon basil dressing. The entrees are prepared with the best and the freshest ingredients. Try the pan-seared yellowtail snapper with roasted peppers or the sea bass with sweet corn and veal glaze. Choose from dozens of other mouthwatering entrees on the big menu. And for dessert, sample the Armadillo creme brulee. Have you ever had that?
No.
Oh, my God, that is so good it would just make you pee in your pants. Or warm chocolate fritters covered in hot fudge. Oh, God. Call Armadillo Cafe for reservations. Call 954-423-9954. That's 954-423-9954. Voted one of the best restaurants in Broward for the past 14 years in a row. Armadillo Cafe. It's smoke-free, and there's plenty of free parking as well as complimentary valet parking. Check them out on the web, too, at armadillocafe.com. And be sure and tell them that old Neil sent you in. They'll take great care of you, and you'll eat in style. It's a sensational restaurant, one of the best anywhere in your neck of the woods at the Armadillo Cafe.
7. Call now.
No portion of this program may be reproduced without the express written permission of WQAM BZ Broadcast Group, Incorporated.
Hello?
How do you like that? I go rushing out there. My cell phone rings in the other room. I go rushing out there, and it's some bitch with a wrong number. I thought we had one more spot to go. But it was more exciting this way, you know?
Okay.
How long we were dead air? Like about 5 seconds?
2 seconds.
Oh, damn it. 5 would have been more exciting. Well, sorry about that, but the cell phone was ringing. I figured it had to be something really important. It was some bitch with the wrong goddamn number. Hi, Brian. Is Tootsie there? Some crap like that. Damn freaking bitch. What kind of crap is that anyway?
You're a bastard.
Yeah, I know. Well, anyway, that gives us more time, okay, for us. The 50 greatest shows of all time, which we're milking on QAM, because let's face it, on the sports shows, is there any sports going on that anybody cares about except hockey? Of course, the Stanley Cup playoffs, the big Leafs-Ottawa game here at the Air Canada Centre tonight. Canadians folding up like an accordion. They're done. Colorado and San Jose, they're all tied up. But nevertheless. Oh, look at that. Oh, I just missed the tail end of the Stanley Cup playoff. Do you hear that? Even you recognize that note. So anyway, we're going to do our own poll here today. So Eric, just relax, okay? Have a big fat stogie, enjoy a couple of omelets, whatever the hell you're doing. I hear that the rumor is the Beast has lost a lot of weight.
That's the rumor.
How's he doing it?
Magic.
Oh man, that Mo, he really is something, you know. He is a real clown. Roman Catholics in Aurelia, in Nova Scotia, as a matter of fact, right up here, well, way to the east, are speaking highly of a retired priest who's being investigated by Nova Scotia police following allegations of sexual abuse. Oh my God. He's a wonderful man and has done an awful lot of good in our parish, Mark Rowland, a member of the local Guardian Angels parish, said of Father Hugh MacDonald. He was exceptionally good at handling funeral masses, the sick and the elderly in the parish, and he'll be sorely missed. While officially retired, MacDonald carried out some duties at the Guardian Angels parish. The priest has been relieved of those duties and will not be living at the rectory while he's under investigation, parishioners were told yesterday. It's our understanding that Father MacDonald has denied the allegations. Parishioners are asked to keep him in their prayers at all times, said parish priest Father Edwin Galea. MacDonald, 79, is being investigated by Cape Breton police after Cape Breton. Did I say Breton?
Yes.
Cape Breton police after a British Columbia man who committed suicide left a note alleging that a priest sexually abused him about 30 years ago. David Martin, 39, was an altar boy in the 70s at a church in New Waterford, Nova Scotia, where MacDonald was a priest. Cape Breton police say they have received 4 more written complaints from citizens alleging sexual attacks by a priest while there were children in or near New Waterford. In other words, this old coot, this old child molesting piece of turd. I just mentioned that, we got to intersperse some of this good news in between all the other good stuff, in between this ponderous thing with the TV shows. But you look at the list, which I'll read their list, and then I think what we're going to do is divide it into 3 days. Take 17, because you can't divide 50 by 3 even, but 17 is pretty close. We'll take, for the top 17 and put those on our list.
Okay.
And then we'll take, a bunch of others from the audience. Then tomorrow we'll take, the top, 17 survivors from that, and then we'll put, you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll combine, the runoff on Thursday. So here's the list from TV Guide. Fasten your seatbelt if you haven't heard it. The 50 greatest shows of all time. Based on what? Based on their hysteria. Based on them picking them out of a hat. Picking them out of their ass. Seinfeld. I mean, you see that right off the bat, and to me, I just think, why? Why? That's like saying the Rascal House is the best restaurant in South Florida. Same thing. Seinfeld. I Love Lucy, number 2. Honeymooners, number 3. All in the Family, 4. Sopranos, 5. 60 Minutes, number 6. The Late Show with David Letterman, number 7, which is just a slap in the face to me. The Simpsons, number 8. The Andy Griffith Show is number 9. Good old Andy Griffith, number 9. Oh, my God. Like I told you before the show, Matlock would have been an improvement over the Andy Griffith Show. Does that make you want to gag or what? Seriously, it's just, it's inane on the face of it. Where the hell did they come up with this crap? What are the criteria? Oh, my God. Hokey and a pokey and, send him to Pahokee. That's the 9th best show. If Seinfeld was the best show and Andy Griffith was the 9th best show in the history of television, I'd put a goddamn boulder, not just a rock, I'd put a boulder through my screen right now. That's how that frosts my fat ass. And granted, you can argue about this all day, which is what makes it a little bit of fun, but Andy Griffith Show is number 9. Saturday Night Live, 10. The Mary Tyler Moore Show, 11, because everybody feels sorry for Mary. She's had a rough life. Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, number 12. The Dick Van Dyke Show, number 13. Hill Street Blues, then the Ed Sullivan Show is 15. Carol Burnett Show. The Today Show is 17. I could do a whole hour screaming about the Today Show. How can you put that on there? Because the Today Show is like Matt Lauer and Katie Couric, about as boring as vanilla pudding. And, of course, the Today Show in the beginning was also boring as vanilla pudding with Dave Garroway and Frank Blair and Jack Lasculi and the little chimpanzee. And it's gone through 100,000 different incarnations over the years, including Joe Daggiola and a whole bunch of illiterate people. So how can the Today Show be the 17th best show in the history of television? I mean, what show are we even talking about, right?
Right.
Exactly. Cheers, number 18. That'll make little Tommy happy. 30-something, 19. St. Elsewhere, Friends, ER, Nightline, 23rd. Oh, Jesus, God. Talk about a bunch of pseudo-intellectuals who must have put this crap together. Law and Order, 24th. MASH, 25. The Twilight Zone, 26, which is where the survey belongs. Sesame Street is number 27?
Come on now.
If you're going to put a kid show, let me just right off the bat, I was going to save this. If you're going to put a kid show on list, which this doesn't even make the list, and you're going to make Sesame Street number 27, how about...
Hey, kids, what time is it?
Bastards. Buffalo Bob's rolling in his grave, boys and girls.
Oh, well, howdy, doody, kids, and howdy, Buffalo Bob. Well, howdy, Mr. Doody. And boys and girls at home and kids in the gallery, let's go.
I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Bluster's rolling in his grave, too, and also Princess Winterfall Summer Spring and Clarabelle. Pissed off. I mean, you're putting Sesame Street on a par with Howdy Doody?
Well, I never saw Howdy Doody.
So what the hell do you know then? I saw
Everyone
Sesame
grew up
Street.
with Sesame Street.
It's not in the same league with Howdy Doody.
It's still
Howdy Doody was like bigger than God.
It's still
bigger
on
than
the air.
life itself.
It has the Muppets.
For old folk.
No, you don't understand. This is the 50 greatest shows of all time, you punk, you putz. By the way, it's in English. Que Pasa USA's not on here, but I get my vote, though. Anyways, Cosby Show's 28th, Donahue 29, Your Show of Shows, that was Sid Caesar 30, The Defenders 31, the Defenders 31? What the hell's The Defenders?
It's nothing. It was boring.
What is it?
The Defenders, Emma Peel and the guy with the derby with the bowler and the umbrella.
Ah! Oh, I'm getting a headache. American Family 32, and nobody has any idea what that show is. Anybody there know what it is?
Nope.
We haven't even got an idea what American Family is or was. You'd have to look at that TV book that's sitting around there, because I don't have one here. I got my movies and my music stuff. I didn't get no TV book. Playhouse 90 is 33rd. Frasier 34. Roseanne 35. The Fugitive 36. The X-Files 37. Now here's one that just infuriates me. It just makes me want to scream. The Larry Sanders Show with the obnoxious, disgusting Gary Shandling, a walking tribute to anti-Semitism. I guess they like people like that. I'm surprised that Annie's not on here.
It wasn't bad.
They love Jerry Seinfeld, and they love the Larry Sanders Show.
Larry Sanders.
Sanders. Whatever the hell his name was.
It wasn't a bad
Gary
show
Shandling.
for a while there.
Larry Sanders Show he's the Antichrist. The Rockford Files 39, Gunsmoke 40, Buffy and the Vampire Slayer 41, which, by the way, is number 2 in the public list behind Bonanza. They say it's number 41. Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In 42, which should have been much higher. Bonanza 43, which, like I said, is number 1 with the public so far in their survey. Bob Newhart Show, Bob Newhart, he's like the George McGovern of comedy.
That's
44th.
Good.
Twin Peaks 45, Star Trek The Next Generation 46, Rocky and His Friends, which I guess that was the name of the show. We thought it was Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Apparently.
47, Taxi 48, The Oprah Winfrey Show. They like fat, disgusting broads, like I said. That's 49th, and Bewitched was 50. Now, I've got my own list of shows that they don't have on there, and then you can fax us your lists, okay? But that's the 50 picked by TV Guide, picked by the experts, the perverts at TV Guide, as the 50 best TV shows of all time. Anybody buying it?
No.
They make me sick at TV Guide. Thank God I don't buy their crappy magazine. 927 at 560 WQM. Here's something else I don't buy, but you should. That's Champion Light. I don't buy it because I get it for free. Damn it, you bastard, you cheap, yeah, that's right. And they keep shipping it up here, and I keep sucking it down. I got some right over here, right behind me. Some fruit punch, as a matter of fact. If you're feeling a little fruity, it's for you. 6 delicious Champion Light flavors, and as we've been telling you for a long time, this is the good stuff, man. This is the sports drink you want to start guzzling down, because unlike Gatorade and the other sports drinks that are loaded with sugar and calories and carbohydrates, which you're trying to get rid of, Champion Light doesn't have any of that stuff in there. No calories, no carbs, no crap, no caffeine, just great good taste, and all the electrolytes you could possibly need, too. So get yourself the real sports drink that's catching on like wildfire. Now available in 6 delicious flavors with new and improved taste, by the way. It comes in grape and fruit punch, lemon lime, orange, and of course the 2 new flavors, black raspberry or blue raspberry, whatever the hell they call it, and lemonade as well. And don't forget you can sample the Champion Light flavors this Saturday for free. Free, that's the operative word. Join Dolphin quarterback Jay Fiedler, who's all over the place at the new Walmart Superstore, 3801 Turtle Creek Drive in Coral Springs, 10:30 till 2 this coming Saturday. Or if you want to find a store where you actually can buy it with like real cash, just look up their website at championlight.com. That's champion.
And Rockies tonight from Coors Field in Colorado. Coverage starts at 8:30 on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Neil Rogers guy.
Saturday night on CBS, Edith is back from the dead. It's the 20th anniversary of All in the Family.
Oh, rookie there. If it ain't Dom DeLuise.
Daddy, don't be such a pooch.
Oh, jeez. Now, whatever happened to my little girl? Look at you. Why don't you push yourself away from the table, huh? Maybe have a salad once in a while?
Daddy, don't you know how many of the world's people have never had a decent meal?
Again with the charity spielage.
Well, it's true.
So why don't you send them the bones from the turkey you had for breakfast, huh, Butterboy?
Hi, Gloria. Archie! I'm back!
Jeez, Edith, I thought you was pushing up daisies by now.
Oh, no, Archie. The last episode was all a bad dream.
Didn't seem so bad to me. Look, when was you back there, Edith? Brush the dirt off you and give me another beer, huh?
Oh,
The 20th anniversary of All in the Family, Saturday night on CBS.
Brought to you by IBS Home Correspondence School, where you can learn auto mechanics, gun repair, basket
stifle yourself already.
Yeah, how that could not be in the top 5 beats a hell to me. What was it? Or wasn't the top 5? It was number 4. Like I said, how that could not be number 1 just astonishes me. Do you have any doubt?
No, better than Seinfeld and I Love Lucy, certainly.
And the Honeymooners?
And the Honeymooners.
Right.
With
Well, those are the ones that
respect.
beat it in this survey. Well, let me take a look right now on the poll by the public. I'm not talking about ours because we haven't done it yet, okay? Just relax. The one that they're doing a TV guide where the public can vote. Bonanza is number 1 with 23% of the votes. They got about 60,000 votes. Buffy the Vampire Slayer's got 17% in a very strong second place. How do you like that? Which means a lot of punks are getting on there and voting?
Indeed.
Huh?
Yes, punks.
Are you making guttural sounds again?
No,
or
what? Can you not hear me?
You went, like that.
No.
The X-Files, 9%. Well, that's what came across up here. You went, like that. That's what I heard. I think your mic switch is screwed up again. Right. X-Files is third with 9%. And then we got a tie for fourth. Seinfeld and The Simpsons each have 7%. Friends has got 4%, as does MASH and I Love Lucy. Did Friends make the top 50? Oh, yeah, 21st. Star Trek The Next Generation's got 3%. The Andy Griffith Show's got 2%. That was their number 9 show. Also 2% for Cheers, The Cosby Show. All of the families only got 2%.
Absolutely correct, sir.
Oh, my God. That is enough to make me want to just give this up. ER, 2%. 60 Minutes, 1%. Law & Order, 1%. David Letterman, 1%. Sopranos, only 1%. Johnny Carson, all of these had 1%. Johnny Carson, Saturday Night Live, Twin Geeks, Carol Burnett Show, The Honeymooners, Mary Tyler Moore had 1%. Also with 1%, Dick Van Dyke, Twilight Zone, and with less than 1%, Ed Sullivan, Sesame Street, Frasier, Hill Street Blues, Bewitched, Your Show of Shows, Roseanne, St. Elsewhere Taxi, and Rockford Files. And Gunsmoke, and The Bob Newhart Show, and Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, and The Oprah Winfrey Show, and The Fugitive, and 30-something. And Larry Sanders Show had 0%, less than 1%. Today's Show also less than 1%. Nightline less than 1%. An American Family, nobody knows what the hell that is. Has anybody told you what that is yet?
No, and I forgot to go get the book because I was pissing.
Oh.
I'll go get it.
Boy, a lot of peeing and crapping going on with this guy every morning, early in the morning and all through the show. Peeing and crapping and crapping.
And after
peeing.
the show.
Let's see, here's a fact that says Defenders was about lawyers with E.G. Marshall and Robert Reed. Well, poor Robert Reed, he's still dead, and guess what? So is E.G. Marshall, so I remember that show.
Yeah, I misspoke. I was thinking of the Avengers with Emma Peel.
Oh, yeah, with that, yeah, I know.
Avengers, Defenders, whatever.
That was okay. Crap. Yeah, how come neither L.A. Law nor Knots Landing made the list? When, especially, didn't we talk about this just the other day, that Knots Landing was the longest-running nighttime soap in the history of TV?
That's what you said.
No, that's not what I said. That's a fact. That's a freaking fact, mister. You better check your facts. You better know your long-running nighttime soaps, mister, because you sure don't. How's the bridge tender doing?
He's still dead.
I think we better take calls on this today, because faxes is going to be too long and ponderous, you know? You don't have to screen him. Don't get all panicky. Don't get grouchy, Miguel. As soon as I mention anything about calls, he gets very upset. Starts throwing the darts at the Castro dartboard. By the way, how about Jimmy and Fidel, huh? Up in the tree, Kissing. They're doing it, man. I got some stuff on that which we might get to or not, as the case may be. Might have to take calls on this for our list so we can compile this the right way. But see, what they're doing is they're only letting people vote. Now, is The Fugitive on here? Yeah, they're only letting people vote on the same 50 on the TV guide list. And the result, as you can hear, is just dramatically different. I mean, if we only restricted to those 50, look at all my list that I've already got here, for example. Steve Allen show on Sunday night. I mean, got to be in the top 10. Maybe the funniest show in the history of television. Dragnet. Do you doubt that?
No, I don't. I found An American Family, by the way. Is that what it was called? An American Family?
American Family.
A PBS show from January 73 through March 73. Controversial documentary series chronicling the lives of members of the Loud family of Santa Barbara, California. And on and on.
Never heard of it.
Me either.
Oh, and it was on PBS.
There you go.
Well, that's the kind of crap that they would put on there. It's a sued thing, just like putting Nightline on here. Nobody watches Nightline. Christ, they're desperate to get that geek with a bad wig off the air. They're dying to get Koppel off the air. They just couldn't get Letterman. They got nothing else to put on. Nobody watches Nightline. They say they watch Nightline. Anyway, Dragnet Studio. See, if you're going to put Playhouse 90, which I agree belongs on there, although it's way before your time, there were other great shows like that. Studio One, Omnibus with Alistair Cook. Great shows. And how about they left off Perry Mason, Hawaii 5-0, Howdy Doody, like I said moments ago, and they left off Mission Freaking Impossible? Is there any doubt in your mind that belongs on there?
No.
Okay. Well, we got one call on here. I guess they don't believe I'm taking calls. Hello?
Are you taking calls today?
I might.
Did you hear about the another pedophile priest at St. Helens in Lauderdale Lakes?
No, but see, there you go. See what I'm talking about? I'm doing a thing here. We're compiling a list. I have now one call on this on the board, and this guy wants to tell me about pedophile priest in Lauderdale Lakes. The first fax that you sent me is a long, long thing about this. I got it right here. 2 ex-altar boys sued their former priest in the Archdiocese of Miami on Monday, accusing the Reverend John Luca of reporting. Remember Luca?
My name is Luca.
I'll worry about Luca. The Reverend John Luca of repeatedly sexually abusing them in the late 1970s while they attended St. Helen Catholic School in Lauderdale Lakes. Stephen Calvert and Scott Mellinson, both 37, filed suit in Dade Circuit Court against their former priest and the Archdiocese, which owns and operates the school, alleging assault, battery, infliction of emotional distress, and other harm. The suit accuses Luca of ingratiating himself with the boys' families and then molesting them, starting in 1976 at his Fort Lauderdale home, and then during overnight religious retreats and a summertime cross-country trip in 1978. And this goes on for pages and pages and pages and pages. I mean, if you want to hear about child molesting priests all day, we can do that, but I don't think so. No, not all day. I prefer not to do that. I mean, I've got 7,000 more stories. I've got the story about court orders Archdiocese to turn over Father Shanley's medical records, which we'll get to, but, enough is enough already. It becomes like a magnificent obsession. It becomes ridiculous. And guess what, George? People in our position, especially you. Let's see. It says, here's one. It says, I guess I was a cultist because these were probably cult series. Northern Exposure.
It was on there. You read it through on the 50 best.
Yeah, I thought it was on there. That's why I was just pausing to look in
definitely a sued cult thing.
Northern Exposure. I don't see it in the second part. Could it possibly have been in the... I don't think so. I don't see no Northern freaking Exposure.
In the first list that you read, it was on there. No, wait. No, it wasn't. I just thought you did.
Woo! This is going to be sensational, boys and girls. This man is losing it. See, you had me talked into it. I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking.
No, it was
There's
a
no
suit
freaking
thing.
Northern Exposure. There's not even no Southern Exposure on here.
It was definitely a niche thing.
Yeah, niche. I got your niche. He also says the Hitchhiker. He said the Hitcher, which is a movie with C. Thomas Howell and Rutger Hauer, but he means the Hitchhiker.
The Hitchhiker, which was a cable series.
And what about Columbo? I'm putting Columbo on there. What's wrong with that? Don't you agree?
He was something. He was a character.
No,
all right.
And Soap. Somebody says Soap, and I think that'll get some votes too. I'm marking that down. Good one. Thank you very much, sir. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. What about Northern Exposure? 20 till 10 at 560 WQAM. Calling on Dry Concepts to do a miracle on your floor. That's right, they'll do it for you. It's springtime again, which means one thing. It's time to eliminate your carpets of those dirt and germs and dust and all kinds of horrible things that get deep in there that cause allergies to flare up. It's time to call the best in the business, my good friends at Dry Concepts. Their technicians are schooled and certified by the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration. In other words, to make a long story short, they know their crap. They do a spectacular job. And they always give you a written guaranteed price before they start doing the work. And by the time they get done, your carpets look and smell and feel just like brand new, like you just had them laid on your floor, which is why I've been using them in my house for over 20 years, and you should be doing it too. Don't get fooled by those $5.99 specials that leave your carpet soaked for 2 days, and they wind up soaking you with a big bill at the end of the job. Like I said, a written guaranteed price before they start working with Dry Concepts, and a superior, unbelievable job each and every time. You can depend on it. So treat yourself and your carpets to a spring cleaning right now, today. In Broward, call 954-370-7778. 954-370-7778. In Dade or Palm Beach, call them toll free, 1-800-248-5071. 1-800-248-5071. Clean today, entertain tonight.
From Mark Light Stadium, coverage gets underway at 7 on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Oh my God, your breasts are beautiful.
She can't sing, what's a girl to do? My sexy older sister, she can barely tie her shoe. Then Hugh Hefner called her, he said she was the best. She thought he meant her singing, but he really meant her chest. Oh! And so if you're looking through a Playboy magazine, you'll see my older sister on the pages in between. I've just been told 1,000,000 copies have been sold. My sister is the centerfold. Latoya is the centerfold. I've just been told my sister is a centerfold. Shamona. Latoya is the centerfold. Na 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 na. It's okay. I understand. It pays a lot to show you can. Daddy says you've lost your mind, and I think Bubbles just went blind. Jermaine, Tito, Janet too. They all think you've ruined us. But I don't care what they all think. Latoya, you just mooned us. Your body looks just like my own, but I would need some silicone. Oh no, I can't deny it. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna try it. Call Dr. Gold and tell him to make up a mold. I'm gonna be a centerfold. It's gonna be a centerfold. Tell Dr. Gold I wanna be a centerfold. He wants to be a centerfold. Na 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 na. Oh no. Oh yeah. Hello, Dr. Gold? Take that change.
Yeah, he's feeling the change. 9:46 at 560 WQM. Here's the list that says Married with Children, the Brady Bunch, Mr. Ed, and the Munsters. Although it says the Monsters. The Munsters. Any of those? Any of those for you, think?
For the best? I don't think.
No, we're doing the worst, George. Yeah, for the best, for the top 50
being
of all time. For the
I don't
best.
think they have a chance. Any one of them.
Married with Children, I would say absolutely not. Brady Bunch? No. Mr. Ed, now there's something we can sink our teeth into.
Hello.
Don't sell him short, Mr. Ed.
Hello. I'm Mr. Ed.
Rectum.
Oh! A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed.
What was his name? I want to say Alan Alda, but of course he was in MASH. What was that silly guy's name that was in Mr. Ed?
Wilbur?
No, I'm not talking about that on the show.
I don't know the actor's name.
Oh, come on, let's get with it here, okay? Let's get somebody that knows something before goddamn cheers. So also on my list, let's see, Mission Impossible, Milton Berle.
Making your way in the world today.
Get out of here with that crap. Milton Berle, which I heard Howie was whining about this morning, and you're right, Mo. Milton Berle could absolutely, should be in the top 10. He was like the pioneer. He was like, and what was the name of that show? It was called the Texaco something. But people would know it by the Milton Berle Show. That's what we're putting on there. And how about Alfred Hitchcock?
How about him?
Alfred Hitchcock Presents? You don't think that was one of the top 50 shows in the history of television?
Sure.
Oh, my God. Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And I Dream of Jeannie?
I liked it.
Sacrilegious not to have that on there. And Leave It to Beaver. I mean, it was no Today Show, but it sure was more entertaining to a lot of us, I'll tell you that. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell.
Yeah, okay. WQAM.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, do you know who that was? That was one of the oldest chronics in the history of our market. I'm serious.
Hey, congratulations on the lease. I got a couple of shows.
Yes, sir.
Island.
Okay.
The Three Stooges.
Yeah.
Mutual of Omaha. Remember that show?
Oh, yeah. That wasn't the name of the show, though. It was called Wild Kingdom. Wild Kingdom with Tony Perkins or some what was
Marlon,
the name? Perkins?
Marlon Perkins.
Marlon Perkins, yeah.
I used to like that show. And, I mean, not that these are my favorites, but I think that they're, some pretty good shows as time went on. And Tarzan.
How about Que Pasa USA? Come on. Que Pasa USA. I know you liked it.
No, I like Miami Vice, though.
Okay, see ya. Well, what a bad list he had, huh? Hey, nobody's perfect. Tarzan, let's hear it.
Was that a series?
Oh! Well, yes, it was a series.
Oh, that.
He liked Tarzan better than my good close personal friend, what's his name there, Rocky Echevarria, because he was a little more macho than Rocky, I guess. Although Rocky said, Stephen Bauer said that he never had a homosexual experience. He told us that right on the show. Let's drop a few names here, okay? 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. By the way, Eric, if you're trying to figure this all out, forget about it. You won't be able to do it. You got no chance because we're compiling, okay? We're compiling later on. We'll get around to it.
I'm going to
get to Father.
Fax it.
You're going to fax what?
The list. I'll write it down nice and neat and fax it to him.
Well, see, what we're going to do is we're going to take the top 17 from the TV Guide 50, as weak as they are, some of them. We'll take those, and then we'll put in a whole bunch of ours, and then we'll take the survivors from that, and then we'll, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I missed number 12, by the way.
Number 12 is The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Okay. Which even a punk like you, I think, would be able to remember that.
I remember Johnny.
Here's Johnny. Even those 10-year-old kids were staying up late at night to watch Johnny, not. Oh! All right. See, I hate to break the news to you, but the Jack Paar show was 100 times better than Johnny Carson ever would dream of being. But, that's just one man's opinion. It happens to be true, but it's, a 50 million times more entertaining. But that's just the way it goes, boys and girls. Goes to show you, state of mind counts for a lot. State of mind. Like the Forge, for example. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, Neil?
I'm doing great.
Just a question about the show last night. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch it, and I really wanted to, but I forgot it was on. What network was it on?
You mean the show about this?
Yeah, the show about the shows.
I didn't even know there was a show about it. I didn't see it.
You didn't get to see it last night either?
No, and it had no idea it was even going to be on. Come on, what?
It wasn't your favorite show, The Jeffersons. I know you love that show.
Oh, The Jeffersons. Excellent. Excellent.
That is the best show.
Well, it's certainly in the top 5. I'll guarantee you that.
Okay, well, at least you agree with that. And I can even give you one of the best lines in the show.
It was no Bill Cosby show, thank God.
Oh, God. Bill Cosby? That's nothing. Fat Albert was better with Bill Cosby.
Right.
No,
You're right.
There was a great line in The Jeffersons once where George was trying to explain to somebody how to go back and forth with comments, and he said to Florence, he said, "Your cooking tastes like dog food," and Florence said, "That's because I'm cooking for a chihuahua."
Excellent choice, sir. God bless you. God bless America. All right.
Baby,
Okay.
Oh, excellent choice. How could we forget that? I mean, there's only 8 million shows here, but how could we forget that one? I feel bad, but I'm glad he called in. See, it's worth taking the calls. That guy wasn't going to fax that in. This is one of those days when we need to be taking calls, and this ought to pacify, at least for the time being, those malcontents who voted on our report yesterday. Let's see, how many we got? 18.6%. No phone calls. Well, we got phone calls today, including that first one. See, and that's what bothers me, because it throws you off, you know. I set the stage for what we're going to do, and the first call right out of the box, and he has no way of knowing you just faxed me that story about the priest.
Right.
He has no way of knowing that. But nevertheless, what is that? You know, what kind of a response is that to what I'm talking about? You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Good. WQAM.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil?
Yes.
The name of the Milton Berle show, I think, was the Texaco Star Theater.
That's
And I
correct.
think the guy that played Mr. Ed was Alan Hale Jr.
Was that his name?
No.
Alan Young.
Alan
Young?
Right. Let me say it again.
Alan Hale
Alan
Jr. was the skipper on Gilligan's Island.
There you go.
You're
See, it's not even 10 o'clock, and you're learning already on a very educational show. Thank you very much, sir, and have a great life. Alan Young is right. See, and I saw Alan Alda, so I was half right? And he looked a little like Alan Alda, kind of torpy, kind of annoying. MASH was number 25. That did please me that it wasn't higher than that. I thought it would be in the top 5. And you'll notice now, how did it come? Let me just take a quick look with the public, because I don't remember here. Let's see. MASH, it wasn't doing that great with the public. But again, keep in mind, it looks to me like, on this website, although Bonanza and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, to me that's like, there's no connection there. So it's either a bunch of old farts and a bunch of punks. I think that's what it is, both.
All the old farts
a lot of old
voted for
farts and a lot
Bonanza.
of punks. Although, guess what? Punks don't read TV Guide.
No.
So there was a show on last night about this. Did you know that?
No, there was no show. That's what he thinks you're talking about. The caller thought you got this from some TV show.
No.
Even though you said
It's
it
from
was
a
TV Guide.
poll, sir, in TV Guide. He don't read TV Guide. He's got good taste. He likes the Jeffersons, and he doesn't like TV Guide. Nice going, sir, all the way around. 9:57 at 560 WQM. The Beast is losing weight, almost 30 pounds already.
How?
And we know where he's lost it, too. Some shows they can't figure out how he's losing all that weight. But anyway, it's from A Balance for Life. That's right. Get yourself into bathing suit shape for the summertime. You can do it in time for summer, all depending on how much weight you have to lose, with the Weight Loss Eat Healthy Gourmet Meal Delivery Service from Balance for Life. If you're too busy to eat the right foods, if you're sick and tired of walking into the supermarket and you have no idea what to buy that's not going to keep you fat, here's the answer for you, Balance for Life, because they take all the questions out of it. They bring you a little black sack by 6 in the morning every day. They bring it right to your door, to your home, to your work, wherever you're going to be at 6 a.m., and they deliver to you 3 hormonally balanced gourmet meals, 2 delicious snacks, and even a 16-ounce bottled water. And all this is, based on the Zone diet by Dr. Barry Sears, which is very complicated, like I keep telling you, and it is, but they take the complication out because they do all the work in the figuring for you. The food is delicious, and the weight just melts off your body. And there's plenty to keep you satisfied all day long in your little black sack. They even let you choose between 2 alternatives for each meal each day that you're on the program. Everybody that I know who's tried Balance for Life has lost weight and they're happy campers, so why not you do too? Get in shape for summer starting right now. Lose the weight the easy way. The pounds melt right off. Call Balance for Life, 954-568-3229. That's 954-568-3229, or check out their website at www.balanceforlife.com, and pretty soon, I guarantee you, look even
35555. Thank you. The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
I like it. I like it.
There's a brand new network that's unlike the big three, 'cause it's nothing but homosexuality.
Alright.
If Will and Grace was once your favorite show, well, you ain't seen nothing yet, 'cause this channel will really blow. Here comes KTV, full of naked handsome guys. It's totally free, full of squishers, bulls, and buys. Here comes KTV, better watch out, ABC. You'll see more hoses than most firefighters do. You'll see more bare butts than non-NYPD Blue. If you're not homophobic, here's your chance to see a 30-minute show where nobody's wearing
rectum.
Here comes gay TV, full of naked, handsome guys. It's totally free, full of swishers, bulls, and buys. Here comes gay TV, better watch out, ABC.
10:02 at 560 WQM. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm not going to say anything more about Jimmy Carter than just read this short editorial from the New York Post today, which I think says everything needs to be said about sad old Jimmy Carter sucking up to the bearded one. It says, poor Jimmy Carter, forever truckling to foreign tyrants like Serbia's Milosevic, North Korea's Kim, and now Cuba's Castro. Is he hungry for a Nobel Prize, sainthood, or is it just attention he needs decades after his buffoonish presidency? Now, it's true that without the backing of the Soviet Union, Castroism is no longer the malignant threat it once was, either Latin American stability or the security of the U.S., and there may indeed be good reasons to reconsider America's embargo. However, it must not be forgotten that Castro's Cuba is still one of the planet's few remaining Stalinist regimes. It's still a totalitarian island jail where dissidents are imprisoned, tortured, and murdered, a place from which thousands of ordinary people risk their lives trying to escape. That's why any change in America's relationship with Cuba cannot be unilateral. The old dictator must make some serious concessions before the U.S. even thinks of softening its stance. It isn't at all apparent that Carter understands this. On the contrary, so far he seems all too happy to allow himself to be used by Castro in his PR efforts to make Cuba look like a nice, normal society unjustly bullied by the U.S. Unless the former president can overcome his has-been susceptibility to flattery and work up the courage to challenge Castro on behalf of the Cuban people, then this trip will only be encouraging the bearded old brute to the continuing despair of the political prisoners who rot in his dungeons. But Carter will keep his peace like the sad old man he has become. Oh, great editorial in the New York Post today.
Oh. Very good.
Yeah, excellent. Do I know how to pick him or what, huh?
Indeed.
Too much reading, Neil. Too much reading. Yeah. Okay, get smart. No. Although, I don't know, top 50. I mean, I'm not saying I liked it because I didn't, but, you know, that might belong. And you know what else might belong on there? Which you're going to laugh at me when I say this, but it wouldn't be the first time.
I'm ready.
Well, look, if Bonanza, well, it's only number 43 on their list, but if Bonanza's leading the way in the public's voting so far on the TV Guide thing?
Yes.
Then how about the Waltons?
Why would I laugh at
that?
It was huge. It was incredibly popular.
It was a big show with, and of course there was John Boy with a big zit. In fact, he was way ahead of Enrique with that big thing on his puss.
It's not a tumor.
Right. The Waltons, I'm putting that on there, man, because it was a very, very big show, and it was the same genre as Bonanza, with all due respect to Little Joe and Lauren Green and his dog food, you know.
And Pernell Roberts.
And Pernell Roberts, rest in peace. Boy, they're all dead. Dan Blocker's dead. They're all dead. It just dawned on me. It just hit me right there. Lauren Green, Pernell Roberts, Michael Landon, and Dan Blocker. They're all dead. Dead. Maybe that's why that show's number one. Maybe it's like a, sympathy vote. Huh? Well, let's see. Bewitched is already on there. It's number 50 on the TV Guide list. Yeah, Dream of Jeannie, we got that in Howdy Doody show. And Mr. Ed, are they serious about Mr. Ed? Come on. How about soap? We just said that, Big Arnie, Chronic Faxer. It says this show is way ahead of its time, cutting-edge humor about anything and everything. It's we got it. We got it. Thanks, Arnie. Do some work. So the Waltons you agree with me on. This could be a first, folks. George just agreed with me on something. Two things. First, the great editorial from the New York Post today about silly old man Jimmy Carter, and secondly about the Waltons.
It had some a quaint appeal, sort of a Little House on the Prairie kind of appeal to it, the Waltons.
Oh, he said Little House on the Prairie.
Michael Landon.
It's not on here.
Why not?
No,
that's another one that was huge.
I'm just telling you, it's not on here, so I'm writing it down. Little House on the freaking Prairie, okay? I almost said it. Little House on the freaking Prairie. And look, if we're going to put these on there, how about Apple's Way?
What?
I sure liked Apple's Way, I'll tell you that. How's Vince Van Patten doing? Oh, man. He's still batting them balls around. He was a tennis player, you know, Vince Van Patten. And speaking of shows like that, how about 8 isn't enough? 8 inches isn't enough with Vince Van Patten and Dick. What was his name?
Dick Van Patten. I really hated that show.
No, that's right. Vincent Van Patten wasn't in that show. It was Willie Ames was on that show.
Right. Or was he on Family?
No, Family was. The character's name was Willie. I don't know what the actor's name was.
That's right. I mixed those two shows up. I hated them both.
And then next you're going to be doing Seventh Heaven. We're going to put that on there. Okay, just relax.
That girl's
okay.
Cute. That Jessica Biel's really cute.
Yeah, and the two guys are cute on there too, but one's underage. But nevertheless. See, there's one thing a message I'd like to point to all you priests out there and young people who want to go to the seminary. There's nothing wrong, just like when Britney was 17, and I'm sure she was really hot when she was 16. It's okay to look, okay? Just don't touch. You can look, you can oogle, you can say, look at that. Someday it's going to be illegal, you know. But don't touch. Don't touch. Isn't that pretty simple?
I understand it.
Yeah, it's like knowing the difference between looking and maybe can that be felt? You know, a little touch and a feel. That's got to be like after you check the ID, okay? That's just the way it works in our society. If you want to go to Thailand and whatever, go follow Father Shanley. Okay, let's get some more for the list. I think this is going to work out. You know what? I could be wrong. WQAM.
Neil, you stole my thunder there a little bit. Well, not really thunder. I had a couple of Eight Isn't Enough on my list and Little House.
And you were serious?
No, well, the thing is, they were popular shows. I didn't like them, but my sisters always watched that crap. I hated those shows, but I ended up having to watch them. Another one.
Yeah, they probably watched the Partridge Family too and the Brady Bunch.
Oh God, not that show. What about Happy Days?
Excellent. How can that not be on here? I'm so glad you mentioned that. I mean, you talk about some glaring omissions.
And that show had a bunch of spin-offs from it, too.
Right.
Not that they were any good.
Joni Loves Chachi. Hey, don't be knocking Scott Baio, man. That's right.
And Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Squirrely, even though I hated it like poison, it certainly belongs on here. You know, this is a crappy list, you know what?
Yeah, it was pretty pathetic what they put on there. If you remember from Police Squad, did you ever see those shows? With Leslie Nielsen and George Kennedy? It was what they got... The movies from.
The Naked Gun movies.
Those
Naked Gun movies
shows
came from
were
that show.
Funny.
Yeah, they were
really
on for like about
shows.
5 weeks or something.
Yeah, it didn't last very long. I know you hate Benny Hill, but that show was pretty funny.
No, I don't hate Benny Hill. I don't think I ever watched it.
But Steve Allen, you're right. That was a funny show.
I'm putting Benny Hill on there because it was huge.
All right, thanks, Neil.
Thank you. It was sure bigger than American Family, which I have no idea what the hell that was. Are you writing these down or what?
Sort of. I want you to catch me up from where their list left off and your list picked up.
Well, the last one on their list was the Today Show was number 17, which is pretty embarrassing.
Got that.
See, what we're doing, in case you're joining us in midstream, which you should be shot if you're doing that. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Is we're taking the 50 top list from the TV Guide, and we're dividing it up in 3 parts, 17, 17, and 16.
Okay.
And then we're taking our own that you people are suggesting that George and I are putting on there. Miguel would put some on there too, but all he had was Que Pasa USA. And then we're going to have a runoff each day, and then we'll take the top 17 that survive, and we'll put it up against the bunch. See what I'm saying?
I get it. Just to verify, number 7 is The Late Show with?
David Letterman.
Okay.
How come we don't have the David Letterman theme? You know something? I don't even know what his theme is.
I don't either.
Does Miguel? Miguel probably watches that crap. I mean, that show.
I don't know if it has a name. Except, I can't think of it.
Theme, maybe.
The David Letterman theme. No, I don't.
Well, let's call up Don Pardo and find out.
And didn't he change it when he changed his show?
I don't know. I know this is going to sound tacky, but I don't watch David Letterman. I have watched David Letterman. I have no interest. I've seen him throw the pencil through the window enough times. I've seen the stupid pet tricks, and I saw Dan Rather getting all choked up on there, you know, and that was enough for me. And don't play that thing, okay? We don't want to be like, besmirching Dan Rather's image on CBS when he choked up there and got all emotional on David Letterman. I mean, Brokaw got all choked up too, but nobody cared because he's got a speech.
You were about to go over the rest from 18 on.
All right, well, just relax. Don't get pushy. We got plenty of time here. We got plenty of time. We got Joe Rose for the Mad Dog. Mad Dog is on his way to Ireland. Let's hear it.
All right.
Yeah, he said it's the first time he's ever going to be there. I heard him say that yesterday during one of those rare moments when the audio feed was actually coming through here and they didn't shut the pot. What's wrong with some of the board ops that work in that place? You know, some of the board ops are like, bloop, bloop, like that, but you know that. Anyway, Joe Rose at 1. Humper is on today. Originally, we had Joe Zagacki on the schedule, so I'm on the wrong day of the week, aren't I? Hank is on, though, but he's doing a show at Flagler. What?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Hank is at the Flagler between 3 and 7, and we got Talking Hardball with the Crow from 7 to 8:30, an hour and a half of that. An hour and a half of that. Oh, my God. Then we got the baseball game, your South Florida team, which got their ass kicked last night. Pre-game show at 8:30, game time at 9:05 from Denver against the Rockies. And the big is on for Vacationing Eddie K at midnight till 2 in the morning, or at least after the baseball game's over. And the Dirty Boys, Joe and Mark overnight, who'll be at the Dunkin' Donuts tomorrow. We'll tell you where again later. Boy, they're all over the place, aren't they?
All over the place.
All over the place. Kind of like WQAM. We're all over the place. Boy, I tell you, these last 3-4 weeks, it's been a real pleasure at QAM. Hey, mattress shopping can be a pleasure if you don't do what the stupid people do. Don't be stupid. Just pick up the phone and call 1-800-MATTRESS, our good, close, personal friends at Dial a Mattress. That's all you have to do. I have nothing but scorn and derision for those idiots who still do it the old-fashioned way, and they hop in a car and they shop all around, all over town, and they waste a lot of time and gas, especially when it's 100 degrees in the shade. You've got to be some kind of a moron to do something like that. When all you have to do is make the one easy call to Dial a Mattress, and you pick the great brand name mattress that you like and the kind that you want. Extra firm, extra soft, whatever. Serta, Sealy, Simmons, King Coral, the top names in the business. They have them all at unbeatable prices, too. And they deliver whenever it's convenient for you, not for them. They show up anytime you want, any 2-hour window, between noon and 2, 1 and 3, etc. And any day of the week that you're going to be there, 7 days a week. And they give you that 30-day in-home comfort trial to check out and make sure this is the mattress for you and your back, too. So what's not to like? Pick up the phone right now. You'll be sleeping in comfort tonight and for a long time to come. Call Dial a Mattress toll-free. It's 1-800-MATTRESS, 1-800-MATTRESS, or check them out on that wicked World Wide Web.
This is the Howard David Show. Howard David, weekday morning 6 to 9 on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Want a lollipop, little boy?
It's the video too hot for TV. Priests gone wild. Find out what these wild men of the cloth do when they loosen their collars. It's wild, wild, wild. See Franciscans vigorously anointing their flock. Naughty Dominicans frolicking in an after-hours bingo parlor. It's all on Priests Gone Wild. Priests Gone Wild is hot as barely legal seminary students barter rosary beads at Mardi Gras. Don't delay. Order today. Priests Gone Wild. Order now and receive a bonus video. Seminary sluts. They're young. They're hot, and they're sharing a steamy sauna. Operators are standing by, so order now. To order Priests Gone Wild, have your credit card handy and call 1-800-ULTRA-BOY. May not be suitable for children over 15.
10:17 at 560 WQAM. So Hank's going to be in studio today instead of at Flagler, right?
That is correct.
A lot of scheduling difficulties these days. We got Joe Rose from Mandich, who's on his way to Ireland. And then we got Hank in the studio. Got all of that? Got it all straightened out good?
I'm writing it all down.
Here's Steve, who faxes and says, how about the old Toronto show, Kids in the Hall, eh? I've heard the name, but I never saw that show. Did you ever see that show?
I saw it. It was hit or miss. There were some sketches that were hysterical, and the rest were really flat.
Says I watch the reruns all the time on the Comedy Channel. Well, no. I don't think so. Thanks very much anyway, Steve. And go Leafs go, eh? Let's see. SCTV, the best. I put it on my list, don't you think?
I loved SCTV.
SCTV was great, even if only just for the Perry Como skit where he was singing on the deathbed, you know?
Okay.
I can't get that out of my mind.
No, that was perfect.
As long as I live, I'll never forget that one skit where they got Perry Como and like hooked up to oxygen and he's fine. They got the mic in his face and anyway, you had to be
They nailed it.
Find a
are you playing this again?
Goes round, round,
also, he says George Letterman followed Carson on NBC. Now, why does he write that? Did you make a mistake?
I don't know. I knew that.
Don't we know that he followed Carson?
I didn't know the theme is all. Of course Letterman followed
I don't
Carson.
get that. We all knew that. Okay, thank you. We knew that. We knew it. Here's a fax that says... It says you're out of order. I'm telling you, that one scene, like I said, the movie isn't much. It's very depressing. It's enough to make you jump out of a goddamn 20th story building. But that one scene with Al Pacino and the judge is, what the hell's his name? Oh, Jack Warden plays the judge. And isn't there a scene earlier in the movie where the judge is on the outside of the building?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he steps out the window and he's like walking on the outside of the building. He does this like he's a basket case. Everybody in that courtroom was a basket case. And of course, some of the defendants were basket cases, but most of them are dead, as it turns out. But anyway, you're out of order. This whole effing system is out of order. I love it. Great scene. It says there's only a few shows that mattered as all. Oh, and let me just say this about that. Because a lot of old fogies, and I used to say this too, because it was popular to say, because everybody else said it, and it was bullcrap. Oh, those wonderful days before television, what did we do? We used to speak to each other and talk to each other, and families would communicate, and it was so great, and we'd sit around the radio. Yeah. Now, I will say this, the old radio shows were great in their time. You know, Suspense and the Burns and Allen Show and Judy Canova and all the great old radio shows, Gunsmoke
Lone
with
Ranger.
William Conrad, Lone Ranger, Suspense, Superman with Bud Collyer. They were great. But the idea, I mean, you know, I sit there in front of my TV set and with my digital cable, and like I told you, that Scream channel, which eats your heart out. There's also another channel right next to that called the Drive-In Classics.
That's my favorite genre.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
And they show all these real corny. That's where I saw that movie the other night, Elektra, over the weekend. Elektra?
Never heard of it.
Hot, too. You would have definitely liked it, and I liked it. But really cornball, but funny stuff. Good and funny, and but anyway, the Scream Channel is great. Horror and sci-fi and stuff like that. Suspense. And I sit there in front of the TV and I think to myself, what the hell would life be without television? Who the hell wants to sit around and talk to a bunch of stupid relatives anyway? Anyway, it says All in the Family, and then there's everything else. And you are absolutely correct, sir. And then he's got number 2, Seinfeld. Well, nobody's perfect. 3, Honeymooners. And after all of that, he said it's the Twilight Zone. Whatever you say, sir, thank you very much. 5670560, pound 560. And I'm going to tell you right now, you want the rest of the ones on here. Well, let's take another call or two now. Okay. Well, then we'll give them to you. WQAM. Hello?
You didn't hit it.
Pick a line.
Hit it again.
Pick this. I hit it. WQAM.
Hey, good morning, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Good. I think the best show of all time was Hockey Night in Canada, but I'm biased. But
that's the longest running show in North America, by the way. Don't tell Mo that because he don't know from hockey. It's the longest running show. It is.
You'll never figure that one out. But I think the
in fact, one of the wait a minute. One of the great things I enjoy is Leafs TV, which I'm one of the 40 subscribers up here. And on Leafs TV, they got a lot of the old Leaf classics. Like last night, they showed a game they beat Detroit 13-0, which I loved it with Bill Hewitt.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
bringing back a lot of memories there, Neil. I wish I had it.
Yes,
when I go back to Canada this summer, I'm picking up one of those Bellevue dishes and bring back down to South Florida here so I can see some good hockey games instead of ESPN cutting them out half the time. Right. Hey, listen, the Westerns, I would say Bonanza and Wagon Train was a good one.
Wagon Train?
Yep, I like Wagon Train with Ward Vaughn and all that good stuff there. And of course, Andy Griffith and David the Beaver. It's a good one. But I like the Glenn Campbell Good Time Hour and the Tom Jones and Sonny and Cher. I liked all that crap.
You're not from Kamloops or Medicine Hat by any chance, are you?
No, I'm from Toronto.
Moose Jaw.
Oh, I see. Because it sounds kind of like their genre, you know. It would be big in Medicine Hat.
Go back every year. Hey, Neil, you're talking about them Nielsen turtles there. That's good stuff. Do you like fish and chips?
No.
Nah. Okay, halibut.
Can't stand fish.
No, it's fishy smell too.
How about the Chinese? Give me a good Chinese restaurant. I know there's like 3 Chinatowns here, but give me a good Chinese restaurant.
The whole place is Chinatown. Last time I was there.
Yeah.
Geez, downtown, right past the Royal York there, there's a big place too. But
yeah.
Hey, can you get a little Bowen and Hewitt on the radio there?
Okay, I'll work on it for you.
Thanks, buddy.
Go Leafs, go, eh?
Oh man, tonight this is it. I'm already taking Valium.
I already got cramps. Okay, go Leafs, go. Maybe Matt Sundin will actually make an appearance, but I doubt it. Hey, it says in the paper he just might. It might be, it could be, but it's not. I don't think so. Don't get your hopes up. Don't get carried away. Gary Volk's going to be back tonight. Oh! Underrated, good, scrappy player. We need Gary Volk. Even George knows that. Who? WQAM.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Anyone mentioned Cheers yet?
I thought Cheers is on their list. Yeah, Cheers is number 18.
All right, well, I just hadn't heard it yet, but obviously the only show of all time is All in the Family. That's the only one that matters. It's like the facts just said, it's All in the Family and everything else. I even like Maude, the spin-off from All in the Family, so that's how crazy I am about that show. But it's only All in the Family, and then there's everything else. So
you got it. You got your thumb right on. Thank you, sir. He's got it. All in the Family. That was my vote. I probably shouldn't tip my hat what I voted for, but that's what I voted. And they say it's number 4, TV Guide. But you know what, TV Guide? You can suck my toe, okay? You can lick my fat fanny, is what you can do. Well, speaking of Fanny, remember Florence Henderson?
Yeah, what about her fanny?
I saw her on the Biography Network then. I love Florence Henderson. And that's the first record I ever had with Florence Henderson was her and Walter Slezak. I had the album, the theme, the soundtrack from Fanny, the musical. You know what year that was? 1954. 1954. Am I old? Or what? 54. Walter Slezak and Florence Henderson. Remember Walter Slezak? Of course you don't. Big fat guy with a mustache, great character actor. Someday, I was thinking to do a poll on character actors, but you know what the problem is with that?
Not a lot of people know.
Yeah, most people don't know the names. They know the faces. Like I mentioned, Jack Warden, who was in All and Justice for All, and they've seen him in a million different things on movies and the TV, but they don't know what his name is. So it's kind of hard to do that. There's so many great character actors. Like Lee J. Cobb. He wasn't a leading actor, but he was a great character actor.
Right.
On the Waterfront, The Exorcist. Answer the question, Father Paranoia. It's not for my daughter. I lied. Remember that he was asking for the autograph?
It's for me.
Of course you do. WQAM.
How about Dallas and the Golden Girls?
Dallas was an excellent choice, but the Golden Girls, are you really serious?
Funny. Hilarious. Those three ladies.
Okay. And by the way, are you aware of the fact that they hate each other?
I just think they're Ryan. They live in South Florida. The whole series is based in South Florida. Not many of the ladies in North Miami Beach. Go on to Rascal.
Okay. The Rascal House. Okay. What's her name? B. Arthur?
Yeah.
Funny he should mention that because I just read in that same Inquirer that I had those great stories yesterday about Bubba and his love child and the love sponge and the other stuff, Robert Blake. There's a thing in there about how B. Arthur snubbed Betty White, how they haven't spoken for years, and Betty White went to some one-woman play that she's doing, and she mentioned other people in the audience and Rue McClanahan, and she snubbed Betty White, and she went out of there crying. She went back to sleep with her pet dog or something like that. Of course, she was married to Alan Ludden. Does anybody buy that? No, he was, Bill Calder told me about Alan Ludden. 1026 at 560 WQM. Here's a simple question for you. If somebody offered to give you several $1,000s over the next few years, would you accept it? Of course you'd take it. You'd say thank you, or maybe you wouldn't even say thank you. Just give me the cash. You'd be foolish not to, which makes it really foolish to pass up the chance to refinance or buy a home at just 3.95%. Here's the deal. There's a Fannie Mae program available at 3.95% for both refinancing and purchasing of homes. Now you think about it for a second. Just 3.95% sounds pretty amazing. And all you have to do is call Financial Group to see how this works. Call 1-800-940-5363. That's 1-800-940-5363. To be more specific, you can get $100,000 with payments of just $475 a month, or $200,000 with payments of $950 a month. You'll save yourself thousands of dollars. It'd be downright stupid to pass up a chance like that. Do the math and do the smart thing. Get the details by calling Financial Group, toll free, 1-800-940-LEND. That's 1-800-940-5363. They're an equal housing lender. Credit restrictions apply and rates are subject to change.
It's like they're my National League team now.
Weeknights at 10 on Sports Radio 560. QAM.
50 seconds remaining in the power play. 1-0 Toronto here in the first. A goal by Doug Gilmour, who has the puck now. On the right wing, the head fake gets him into the zone. Into the corner, it goes to Sundin in front of the net. Murphy! Backhand! Scores! Larry Murphy! His 1,000th point! And the Leafs come off the bench as they take a 2-0 lead.
All right.
He shot his wife in the head, now she's dead. He did it! Thought he got away, now Beretta will pay. He did it! Even I, with one eye, can see he did it. He did it! Robert Blake just admitted. Nowhere to run, you can't have Blake your pride. You did it! Dig. It's over, Beretta. The jig is up.
Hey, how about Beretta?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think the timing is good for that right now. Do you?
No.
Okay, we got some good lists here. Here's one that says The Dick Van Dyke Show. It's already on there, unfortunately, on the TV Guide list. We got the TV Guide top 50 shows of all time, according to a bunch of assholes who work for TV Guide, who picked these names out of a hat. Dick Van Dyke is number 13, and that makes me want to cry. Flintstones is not on there. What do you say? I don't think so. Rocky and Bullwinkle he's got on his list. That's on there, too. Rocky and His Friends, 47. Mission Impossible, that's on our list. 60 Minutes, isn't that on there? 60 Minutes?
Yes, it is.
It's number 6. Good thing they don't call it 70 Minutes. It'll be number 7. Batman, he says. I don't see why not.
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
See, a lot of people would think, well, you only want to put Batman on there because you like Burt Ward and he was wearing all those tights with a banana in them. And that's true. That's definitely true. But the fact is that Batman was definitely way ahead of its time. with all the stunts.
Right.
Huh?
And the kapows and everything. It was cute. It was
right.
funny.
It was a cutting-edge kind of a show. It was way ahead of its time. Didn't last all that long, about 4 or 5 seasons, and that was the end of it for, I think.
Every star wanted to be on there, either as the villain or at least as the person who popped out of the window.
Did you know that even Vincent Price was on there? I forget the name of the character he played, but he was on there for a while.
It was Egghead.
And Burgess Meredith, and Cesar Romero, and Frank Gorshin. And who played Catwoman?
There were 3.
Oh, there were 3 Catwomen?
Eartha Kitt, Burgess Meredith.
Burgess Meredith, of course. He was the
Lee Merriweather. Lee Merriweather, and who was the other one? Julie Newmar.
Well, very good. Yeah, Burgess Meredith, I left him out, the Penguin. Anyway, let's see, he's got 60 Minutes is on there. Batman, we'll put Batman on there for fun. Gunsmoke's number 40 on the TV guide list. He says better than Bonanza. Well, Bonanza, they've only got number 43, so they agree with you, but the public out there says Bonanza is the best show of all time, which I find to be obnoxious. And you know something? That ties in with what I'm a little bit slow, folks. I've been under a lot of stress. But that ties in with what I said at the beginning. The people who read TV Guide are likely the ones who went to their website to vote on that crap.
Right.
Other than the punks who probably got like a daisy chain going to vote for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is why it's number 2. That's gotta be. That has to be one of those email things where all the punks got together and said, let's vote for that. Don't you think? Although it's a very popular show, I don't deny that.
No, it's very popular, but I don't know.
And they have some really fine-looking young people on there if they'd stop killing them off in every episode. But yeah, see, that's it's like Friday the 13th. It's like parts 1 through 100 of that. You know, there's some wonderful people on there, but they just keep killing off the ones. The better they look, the more quicker they're going to get killed. Sky King. Oh, that goes back a ways. What do you think? That for
Sky King.
Sky King. Thunderbirds.
Right.
What the hell's a Thunderbirds? Oh, by the way, have you seen the new Thunderbird?
Oh, yeah, it's cute, actually. Sleek, nice.
As much as I detest Fords, and I despise Ford, the new T-Bird's a beautiful car, the convertible. But anyway, Howdy Doody we put on there on our list, which didn't make their list. I'm going to say it again. This, to me, proves that TV Guide is un-American. Who's that scumbag that bought TV Guide and turned it into a right-wing rag, who used to be a great liberal and turned it into a right-winger? What the was his name? Can't think of his name.
Don't know who you're talking
Somebody
about.
will fax it. Somebody will fax that in or call it in.
Speaking of our list.
Yes?
If I fall any further behind, I won't be able to fax this right away.
Well, can I just finish these couple of faxes I got, and then I'll get to it? Like
okay.
maybe. Kukla, Fran, and Ollie, what do you say?
No.
Love that show, and we played a little thing from that the other day, but no. And Captain Kangaroo, come on. Come on. Little Rascals? No. Now leave it to Beaver. Did we decide to put that on there? Sure, it's on my list. Why the hell not? Leave it in Beaver. Beverly Hillbillies, Hawaii 5. Oh! Yeah, that's on there. Dragnet and Batman are both on our list. Okay, see, that got me caught up. Now here we go.
What about Beverly Hillbillies?
You want that on that list?
Yeah.
Well, let me make sure it's not on their list, okay? We certainly don't want to do any duplicates, because then we'll never hear the end of it from the audience. You screwed up. Yeah, we screw up every day. Beverly Hillbillies. Okay, I'll put it on there for all you yahoos. I thought Andy Griffith would have pacified those bastards.
They were making fun of hillbillies. It wasn't for
Okay, you got the top 17 shows. You got, according to the TV Guide, those are going to be on our survey today. Seinfeld, I Love Lucy, The Honeymooners, All in the Family, Sopranos, 60 Minutes, Late Show with David Letterman, The Simpsons, The Andy Griffith Show, Saturday Night Live, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Dick Van Dyke Show, Hill Street Blues, Ed Sullivan Show, The Carol Burnett Show, and Today Show, which today is, like I said, so inane. Which Today Show are we talking about, TV Guide? Which one? The one with Dave Garroway? The one with Joe Daggiola? The one with terminally boring Matt Lauer? Which one are we talking about? Anyway, it's just another one of their mistakes, like Nightline. Okay, that's the 17. You got that?
Got it.
Now here's what we've added so far. Steve Allen Show. Now you have these or not?
I'm writing them down in shorthand.
I thought you already had them.
I'm writing down, I'm keeping track of what you said, but I want to make sure that we're on the same count.
Dragnet.
Okay.
Studio One.
What the hell's that?
It was like Playhouse 90. It was like a live drama, like a great live shows every week.
Okay.
Omnibus with Alistair Cook. That was a great show. But again, it was kind of like for intellectuals, so you wouldn't know what it was all about. Perry Mason. Hawaii 5.
Oh!
Howdy Doody. Before your time, but I mean, talk about pioneering. Talk about having enormous impact on the lives of millions and millions and millions of us Americans. Look what we turned into today. Well, like I said, it wasn't all that good. Mission Impossible, How could they leave that off? What kind of a goddamn communist bunch of crap is that? They leave off Mission Impossible? Jesus Christ, TV Guide sucks! The Larry Sanders Show, my ass. And Roseanne and the Bob Newhart Show, but no Mission Impossible. I'm going to tell you right now, that's a top 10 show. Absolutely. There's no debate.
I agree.
Is there any debate about it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Not to mention the theme.
Milton Berle Show, which was called the Texaco, but nobody will know what it is, so just put Milton Berle Show. You were absolutely correct, Mo. It's about time you got something right. Anyway, the Milton Berle Show. Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which the reason we have to say that is because he had like 85 different shows, but that was the classic one, you know, the original one. It was on for a half hour. Very scary stuff, man. Scary crap. Great shows, always with the trick endings, you know, the surprise endings.
Right.
And he'd come right on at the very end and try like to defuse the grotesqueness of the ending by saying, oh well, you know, he didn't really die after all, and everybody lived happily ever after.
That was my
with that
favorite
smug
part.
look on his puss. Like that smug look on his puss, like he just did something with Tippi Hedren again. Well, he was sure a dirty old man.
He was, pervert.
A lech. Okay, let me do the break, and then we'll come back and we'll get caught up, and then we'll take some more, and we'll kill a couple of days with this stuff.
Okay.
It's the kind of stuff, like I said, Hank milked it yesterday. Mo milked it like a cow this morning. Nice going. And well, why the hell not us, since we're the poll experts on this show? There's nothing else going on. We got a few more child molesting priests. Had another Amtrak derailment there in South Carolina. They got a few on CNN. It said a few injuries at the scene. Do you understand what that means? In other words, like not at the scene. If they were on the trains and there was a train crash or something, wouldn't you assume that the injuries would be at the scene?
Well, maybe the ambulance got in a wreck on the way to the hospital.
I see. Or maybe somebody from CNN got in a wreck, which we can only hope it's not one of our friends, okay, which we do have a few, like Susan Candiotti. 20 till 11 at 560 WQM. Joe Rose for the Mad Dog at 1. Hey, summertime is already in South Florida. It's 142 degrees in the shade, and it's going to get hotter and more humid. It's going to be one of the worst of all time. But Oleomed is a product that will make you feel your best and keep you in good health no matter how humid and insufferable it gets in South Florida. Because Oleomed is a soft gel capsule that lets you get all the benefits of the best olive oil that money can buy into your system, along with vitamins and minerals and herbals to promote health for all different parts of your body. There's one for your prostate, one for your heart, for your blood pressure, for your cholesterol. Oleomed's also got supplements to promote health in your circulatory system, your digestive and endocrine system, your skin and bones, even your mind, such as it is, all using the benefits of pharmaceutical-grade olive oil. And don't forget, I understand how you could forget, because we tell you this all the time, Oleomed's got supplements for men and also for you ladies as well. It's available all over town, so pick some up today. You'll find it at Walgreens, Whole Food Markets, Navarro Pharmacy, and Sedano's. If you want to get more information before you buy it, just give them a call at their toll-free number. They'll tell you what it's all about. Call 1-866-OLEOMED. That's 1-866-OLEOMED, or order their products on their website, oleomedamerica.com.
And Rockies tonight from Coors Field in Colorado. Coverage starts at 8:30 on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
It's Dave in Miami town at 560 WQAM.
My guest tonight is the rare person who wouldn't have to change her name if she became a porn star. Jewel is here.
Yeah.
Where's the weirdest place you've ever had sex?
I love sex.
Really? Cool. This is something you practice every day?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you fall? I mean, are you good at it? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I'm so good at it now.
Right. Can you show me? I'm serious.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So naughty, you guys.
Are you alright?
Mm-hmm.
Are you pissed off?
No. You should have sex in as many places as possible. I just
Hey, how about that Carson Daly, huh? What an asshole. 1046 at 560 WQM. So what do we get down to? And look at what's on this, one of the lists you just faxed me. Look at that. Oh, one of my least favorite shows of all time.
But what a snappy tune.
Exciting and new. Come aboard.
See, I always get that confused with Zipplane, but that was Fantasy Island?
Correct.
With Hervé Villechaize?
See.
Always like, how come I always gravitate toward those shows with midgets, like Timmy on Passions? Poor Timmy, boy, he's in deep crap. He almost got strangled by a garden hose yesterday.
Maybe you have a
zombie
thing for midgets.
No, I don't like Fantasy Island. I hated Hervé Villechaize.
He was
that one thing though, ziplanes. I mean, that was cute, but that was like making fun of midgets. You know, you're not supposed to make fun of midgets, are you?
Not unless they're in the room with you.
I see. Okay, now what do we got? Mission Impossible. Milton Berle. How far you
Alfred
got?
Hitchcock.
To Alfred Hitchcock Presents?
Yes.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Okay.
Leave It to Beaver.
Okay.
Columbo.
Okay.
Soap. Don't Drop It.
All right.
The Jeffersons. I mean, what kind of a goddamn list? TV Guide doesn't put the freaking Jeffersons on their list. I think there's something subversive about that. I think we ought to have a congressional investigation about it. I mean, don't you find that bizarre?
No, it's not as popular as we'd like to think.
You're full of crap.
You like it a lot. I like it. Most other
and
people.
Everybody in the audience loves it.
Well, they're just agreeing with you.
No, they are not. It was a very funny show. In spite of what Tom Jekyll don't like it, so you know it's got to be good. He likes Cheers. Cheers. Yeah, we got your Cheers over here, Tom. Rhymes with queers. What else we got? The Jeffersons. Oh, speaking of queers, 8 is enough. Always like that Willie Ames. Hey, wait a minute.
We're really putting that on there, 8 is enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that show he was on with Scott Baio? What the hell was the name of that show?
Charles in Charge?
See? George watched that show.
No, I
Charles
didn't.
in Charge. How come that's not on there?
Not a second of it.
Yes, you did.
I didn't watch.
You saw when they were like diddling each other. You saw that.
Didn't watch 10 seconds of the open.
I actually fantasized about Willie Ames and Scott Baio like doing each other, but they were both like very heterosexual, but nevertheless. Happy Days, speaking of Scott Baio, Happy Days. Hated that show. I'm probably the only person in America just despised that show. In fact, other than Scott Baio, I never would have watched it in the first place. Everybody, Fonzie, Henry Winkler, oh my God. Oh, makes me want to puke. And Richie, what's his name? That's a big producer now, director, whatever.
Ron Howard.
What's his real name?
Ron Howard.
Yeah, Ronnie Howard. Oh, Ron Howard, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Ron, that's Mr. Howard to you.
Who was that guy that was on Ron, what was his name on Apple's Way? That another one that I couldn't stand.
Talking about a show I don't know.
You better get with it.
Apple's
Let's
Way.
See, Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley. Awful show. Schlemiel, Schlemazel. Oh, I wonder if I have the theme to that, which would make me just want to scream.
I'm sure you do. You've played it before.
The theme from Laverne and Squirrely?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
What kind of a show is that, okay? Yiddish for Goyim like I do on this show? This was like a national network TV show and they're doing Schlemiel and Schlemazel on there? Thank you. God, put me out of my suffering. Laverne and Shirley. Benny Hill.
Okay.
What about Benny Hinn?
Hey, my favorite.
Beverly Hillbillies.
Okay.
And that's only because you insisted that it be on there.
It was fun.
How many we got? We got the 17 plus we got, while you're
I got 37 counting Beverly Hillbillies. I'm numbering them.
Okay. So we can do like a few more here.
Well, we got more that I wrote down that you didn't, okay.
Well, we can expand the list, but we don't have to put all of them on there today, because we're going to have to go through like tomorrow and Thursday. Batman, SCTV, The Waltons, which again is shocking that it's not on there. If Bonanza can be on there, what the hell's wrong with John Boy, huh? Is he like chopped liver? Plus, he's still alive. Maybe that's what they don't like about it. John Boy is still alive. Little House on the Prairie, poor Michael Landon. I can't stop thinking about that biography thing about Michael Landon. He was a good guy, you know?
Yes, he was. A mensch.
He was a real mensch, that's right. And Dallas.
What about Howdy Doody?
I said Howdy Doody. I said Howdy Boy.
I didn't number it. My numbering system's
Howdy
off.
Doody was right after Hawaii 5, right after that.
Oh, there it is. I did write it down. Okay.
Yeah, cut the crap. You better get with it, mister. We're going to report your ass to the bridge tender. So there's what we got on the list so far. We're caught up. Because we're going to need a whole bunch of, because I'm not going to do the thing with taking the calls the next 2 days also and kill a whole show with that, am I? No, I don't think so. Well, it might take a few more, suggestions. But that would be really ponderous. And the last thing we want to be on this show is freaking ponderous. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Mr. Neal, how are you today?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. There was a show last night on ABC about that, about the top 50.
How do you like that? Never heard of it.
Yep. It was right after Dinotopia. My favorite of all time was In the Name of the Game, or the Name of the Game.
I remember it vaguely.
Yeah, it had like Gene Barry was on it.
Right.
And,
Right.
you know, things like that. And then my favorite as a kid was Romper Room.
Yeah.
And other than that, you know,
And we could also put Ding Dong School on there with Francis Horowitz, who's still dead.
Well, I never saw that one. And I definitely am not going to vote for Sherry Lewis and Lamb Chop.
Good for you. Excellent.
All righty.
Thank you. She's still dead, too, Sherry Lewis. Lamb Chop's still alive, but I think Sherry Lewis sleeps with the fishes, with Luca Brasi and Fredo. Hey, maybe this weekend, if you're going to be looking for something to do, how about going out fishing with Fredo, huh? He's lucky. He wears that Catholic charm. Rubs his rosary beads. Wasn't he rubbing the rosary beads and doing Hail Marys while they were fishing?
He was doing a Hail Mary. It was the magic formula to make
right,
sure
he did that. That was his secret. That's right. He told, what's his name? He told Anthony, watch me catch a big one. I do some Hail Marys out there. Didn't work, Fredo. Didn't work. Not as smart as you thought you were. WQAM.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Great.
One show that I didn't see on there and I was disgusted by was The Odd Couple with Tony Randall and Jack Klugman.
Yeah, that certainly beats the crap out of a lot, like the Larry Sanders Show.
Oh, big time. And I'm with you with the Jeffersons. I mean, I loved that show as a kid. It was hilarious.
Everybody who saw that show, except for Tom Jicka, it was one of their favorite all-time shows.
What about Barney Miller? Did that make it?
Well, I sure hope not.
It had some cute moments on there. It was kind of a good show. And as a kid...
didn't make it, but it's worth putting on our list. You're right.
I mean, better than some other stuff that was on there.
Better than the Nightline.
Oh, God, yeah. What about for kids shows? Do they have little ridiculous things like the Banana Splits and McGilly Gorilla?
No.
Okay, well, TV Guide sucks anyway.
Amen. Well said.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good day.
Have a great day, pal. Thank you. God bless America. Yeah, TV Guide sucks. We know that. But, hey, they give us something to sink our teeth into. All the shows now, since there's nothing else going on. Although we just got an ex-priest that got shot, said CNN. But I went on it's funny how the websites of some of these organizations are very, very slow. CNN especially. But all of them. They have that AP minute-by-minute ticker. I even went on there because I saw the thing about this ex-priest that got shot on CNN. He didn't get shot on CNN. He got shot and CNN reported it. Get it straight. Injuries at the scene. But I can't find out the story. But I'm sure somebody will have it somewhere, and it's not a big deal. I don't know if he got killed or what the deal was. He was dark, by the way. I thought I mentioned that.
Mm.
Is that okay if I mention that or not?
You can mention it.
Hey, the Jeffersons were dark and I like them. Let's hear it. What does that prove to you? Oh, here's one that, how could we have left this one off the list? All of those shows, somebody needs to have been put in a rubber room, whoever invented that whole series of shows. The Facts of Life, and what were the other ones? You know the ones I'm talking about? Different Strokes, that's it.
Silver Spoons.
Right, Silver Spoons. Now, which one was Blackie on? John Stamos.
Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss? Now, how come that's not on there?
I think. I'm not sure about that.
No, I don't think
you're
right.
Be wrong.
Different Stroke. Now, which was the one that had, what's his name, that's got the shakes? I can never think of his name. Michael J. Fox.
Family Ties.
Oh, Family Ties?
Yes.
Well, he's got it really bad, too, his Parkinson's. He was testifying before Congress the other day. He can't even sit still and I'm not making fun. It's a terrible thing, Don't be making fun of him and Jan Reno unless it's for a different reason. But, boy, he's got it really bad. Oh, and here's another one. Here's another one of the same genre that you're going to get sick when you hear the theme song. That's all I can handle, one gay at a time. But, on the other hand, I think that belongs on there.
Good Times?
You don't?
Dynamite.
Dynamite, baby,
Walker
Dynamite.
Made me sick. I hated it then, and I
hated
it
him. I didn't like the show, but I think Good Times. It was just for the theme song alone. Oh. That was my all-time favorite show. I think when we did the TV themes, I loved that. And this gives an excuse to come back and do it again. You don't like Good Times? I don't care whether you like it or not. I'm putting it on the list.
Okay, I already wrote it. I already wrote it down for what it's
good. Good for you. Don't start playing Butch Boss with this crap because guess what? You're still like in limbo, man.
Oh, beyond limbo.
That thing can be brought back on a moment's notice.
What do you mean brought back?
If somebody farts the wrong flavor, it's going to be like, well, George's job is still in limbo,
That scene from The Godfather comes to mind.
Exactly.
He should get shot while trying to escape.
Right.
If he
That's
should get
right.
hit by lightning, I'm going to blame George.
Yeah, that's right. Just like the old T-shirts we used to have says it's Neil's fault, and on the back, everything that ever happened bad in the history of the human race was listed on the back of the T-shirt. It's Neil's fault that, fill in the blank. Now it's George's fault. Hey, it's your fault if you don't get good shoes if you're not shopping at Brandy's. That's right. When you shop for quality footwear, selection and professional service are mighty important, which you always get, but the bottom line is price, and Brandy's prices are unbeatable. That's why people keep coming back over and over again. Top quality names like Rockports, SAS, Sperry's, Timberland, Naturalizer, and lots more. And with their big selection, chances are you'll never hear anybody on the floor say, sorry, we don't have that style in your size. They got it. Find out why most of Brandy's customers not only keep coming back, but usually buy several pairs on each visit. And maybe a couple of pineapples and a kumquat. Brandy's open daily 9 to 9, Sunday 10 to 5. You'll find Brandy's shoes at 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. For price and selection and service, they are unbeatable. And don't forget, this week only, it's the Red Label clearance sale at Brandy's. 30 to 60% off on the select group of favorite brands. I think that's this week because when you're dealing with, with Troy, you aren't really sure. At any rate, go in there and ask him what the hell's going on.
Alcohol by volume, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Neil Rogers Show on 560 WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Drugs are good, okay?
Now, a one-on-one interview with Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy, how's this television show changed your life?
How's it going? There's cameras all over the house. Every time I try to do something, it's like I look and, whoa, there's a light in my face. I'm in the bathroom, right? I'm trying to go. You can't poop where there's a camera right in your face, can you? Have you ever tried to poop with a camera in you?
No,
you can't do it. You can't push because I can't push. My head'll blow up.
Yeah, and
I've got nothing in my head anyway. Every time I'm in there, my wife Sharon comes in. Everybody's trying to talk to me. I just want to be left alone.
Well, I can understand that.
Just leave me the alone.
How's the foot?
The foot is all up. Every time I move on, I hear bone making noise and cracking. I can't do anything. I'm Ozzy Osbourne.
Daddy!
Oh, what is it, Kelly? Kelly, shut the up. I'm doing an interview. What is it?
I'm so pissed off at Jack.
Well, what do you want me to do about it, Kelly? You want me to say something to him?
Daddy, he went in my panty drawer
What?
again.
What?
He went in my panty drawer.
Kelly, if your brother wants to wear your panties, what am I supposed to do? Do you want me to tell him?
Get his own panties.
Do you want me to tell him to not wear your panties, Kelly? You see what
crazy, Dad.
Jack!
She's crazy,
Jack,
Dad.
wait a minute now. Don't wear your sister's Wait a minute. Where's the dog?
You.
Where's the dog again?
He got out.
Don't wear your sister's panties. You've got a You can't wear panties if you've got a
What do you say, Ozzy, when people say you are the new Ward Clean?
what do I say? I don't even know what to say. You're asking me questions. I've got my daughter Kelly bitching and moaning about her brother wearing her panties. What's the big deal if he wants to wear panties? Why can't you just get over it already?
Did you ever wear...
Enough already. I'm wearing panties right now. I'm wearing Kelly's panties. She doesn't even know.
We'll be right back.
I'll bet. Okay, so it was a Baltimore priest who was shot who had admitted to having sex with a boy, and that's all I know because I went all on every damn website in history and I couldn't find it. You see anything? CNN's got it, but that's all I can see so far. More to come. Mordecai. A judge yesterday ordered the Archdiocese of Boston to immediately turn over psychiatric and medical records of retired priest and accused child rapist Paul Shanley. Good old Father Shanley. The records have been sought by the family of Gregory Ford, 24, who has filed a civil lawsuit against the Archdiocese, saying Shanley repeatedly raped him when he was a boy. Middlesex Superior Court Justice Janet L. Sanders ruled that Shanley had already waived any rights to keep the records private when he turned them over to the Archdiocese. Shanley appeared anxious to convince the Archdiocese in the early 1990s that he should remain in California on extended medical leave when he turned over the records, the judge said. Can't imagine why. All these documents are clearly relevant to show the relationship between the Archdiocese and Shanley and the defendant's knowledge of Shanley's activities and his state of health, Sanders ruled. Roderick McLeish, attorney for the Ford, said he was delighted with the ruling. He's already fought successfully for the release of 1,600 pages of documents in Shanley's personnel file. The court recognizes the enormous public interest and that the Archdiocese is simply trying every way to prevent the truth from coming out, McLeish said, but it's coming in dribs and drabs, and even if it's by court order, it will come out. When in doubt, it'll come out. Shanley, a central figure in the church's sex abuse scandal, is being held on $300,000 bail after pleading innocent to 3 charges he repeatedly raped another boy. Donna Morrissey, a spokeswoman for the Archdiocese, said she had no immediate comment. Very good. What a good guess. A 5.2 magnitude earthquake. Are you familiar with the earthquake they had last night?
No.
Really?
Who had one?
On the West Coast, they had a big one. A 5.2 magnitude earthquake shook the San Francisco Bay Area yesterday, violently rattling hockey and baseball games and knocking out phone service in parts of San Jose. Do you know the way? The quake jolted the Compact Center in San Jose, where the Sharks are playing the Colorado Avalanche in a playoff game. Avalanche won, by the way. The upper stands of the arena shook strongly for about 10 seconds, and light fixtures continued to sway for several seconds afterward. The game continued uninterrupted, however. That's right, the game must go on, baby. Everything was shaking, said Michel Goulet, vice president of player personnel for the Avalanche, who was sitting in the stadium's upper level. You start thinking, should I run or what? I wasn't sure what to do, he said. No significant damage was reported. The U.S. Geological Service reported that the quake struck at 10 p.m. and had a preliminary magnitude of 5.2 centered 3 miles southwest of Gilroy, outside of San Jose. Of several aftershocks, the biggest was a 2.5. Kind of like some numbers we're going to be seeing pretty soon, a 2.5. It felt like a sharp jolt to Danny Sharma, a manager at the Roadway Inn in Gilroy. He said the motel shook violently and knocked off coffee pots and glasses off room counters. It was the worst one I've ever felt, Sharma said. The whole building was shaking, and there was just this rumbling sound. It was a bad quake, he said. Okay? 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Oh, and I gave you a little clue there as to one that I can't believe you haven't suggested already, especially since The Simpsons is number 8 on the list.
Yeah. South Park?
Yeah. You're asking with a question mark? Why isn't that on the list?
I don't know. I wanted to say it.
Well, why didn't you say it?
Well, we only got 6 more entries left over.
What do you mean by that?
And we have further future subsequent lists that we can get it on.
No, you don't understand. See, what we're doing is we're taking we're making a pool of other shows.
Okay.
And then we'll make a total of 50. Don't you understand where we're going with this?
Okay. So South Park.
South Park, it's on there.
And the people that...
Very good.
I just sent you a couple faxes. I think a couple of them say the Osbournes.
Well, that's why I just played that bit. I guess so. I guess the Osbournes can be on there. I mean, if David Letterman, I mean, there's no qualification in there about current shows don't qualify, because if Letterman's on there and 60 Minutes is on there, they're both still current shows. Am I right about that? Last time I checked. What else? Are there any other current show? Well, it's not really important whether they are or not, but the fact that there are some doesn't disqualify. The Simpsons is on there. Ed Sullivan Show, they still got him propped up. Okay, here's a fact that says the assholes at TV Guide are ex-Harold Putzes, Steve Sonsky and Steve Redcliffe. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
Wow. No wonder it's such a bogus list. It says Rupert Murdoch used to own TV Guide. No, that's not the name I'm looking for, though. There was a guy who was the publisher of TV Guide who was a real piece of dreck. He turned into it. Where's John Huddy these days? Oh, good question. Where's John Huddy? Soupy Sales says this one. I don't think so. Too old. Too dated. Good show, though. Funny show. Too old. And Kojak. Who loves you, baby? Now, George will say no, because he hates that genre of shows. He hates cop shows. But certainly if we get somebody... And what about Cannon, goddammit? What about that? I think anybody who doesn't like Telly Savalas is a comunista. I could be wrong about that, but that's my own personal opinion. You know how prejudiced I can be, but that's my feeling about it. You don't agree with the Kojak and Cannon?
Well, no.
Too bad. Put them on there.
Both of them?
Both of them? Well, what do you mean just both of them? What the hell is that? And how could we possibly leave off? How could we be in Miami and leave off? Huh?
I'm running it.
Got it?
Got it.
They're 2 Miami cops with a hot new beat. They're on the streets fighting crime.
Hey, Pops, that's a handicapped face there.
Yeah.
In Hallandale Vice.
We got a problem. The Gray Gang is up to their old tricks.
Lieutenant, isn't that the group of senior citizens who went around trying to get the early bird special after 7?
Yeah, they're back in town.
Let's go get them.
They'll stop at nothing to clean up the streets.
Hey, lady, you can't cross here. You'll have to cross at the light.
And they're determined to clean up the smuggling business.
All right, sister, you're under arrest.
Oh, so now you're arresting my wife. What's the charge?
Possession of powder. Open that purse, Tub. Let's see that white stuff. Yeah, just a thought. She's got over 100 bags in here.
Of what?
Sweet and low. From that restaurant you just came out of. Let's take them in.
Yes, there are a couple of hit Miami cops on a hot new beat in Allendale Vice. Premiering this fall on MBZ.
Somebody said this, right? It's on the list?
It's on the list.
Barney Miller. It's on the list. Hated that show. But hey, it's on the list. A lot of people liked it. This isn't a question of what Neil likes, what George likes, what Miguel likes besides Que Pasa USA. You notice how silent he's been all day?
Well, he's got a pen in his mouth.
He's sucking on it?
No, chewing.
Oh. Here's a fact that says the Wonder Years. I wonder about that, you know? I wonder who wrote the Book of Love. I don't think so. What the hell was the Wonder Years? Is that another one of the genre?
Fred Savage when he was a little kid and family.
Oh my God, no chance. No chance. Man, so close to lunchtime you're describing that show? Growing Pains. Didn't we just already discuss this, Growing Pains?
Growing Pains?
Growing Pains. Wasn't that another one of that same genre?
Yes, exactly.
Like one gay at a time and all that other, no chance.
It was more along the lines of family and that kind of stuff.
Oh, what about Family?
I didn't like it.
With Willie and
right.
what's his name? James Roderick. Well, I'm pretty good on that.
Christy McNichol in that thing.
And what was the fat woman? It was Sarah. What was her name? That played Ma. She was a great actress. You'd never know it on that show, but she was a very good actress. Sarah. Oh, jeez. You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, you didn't watch that show.
I didn't watch that show. I hated that kind of stuff.
You weren't hung up on Willie like I was.
No, Sarah.
And there was no hot babes on that show. Certainly not nobody Willie was going out with.
Sarah Lee.
No, not Sarah Lee. Nobody doesn't like Sarah Lee.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
No. Old enough to be their grandma, okay? You never saw that show, so bug off. Hey, there's Miguel's contribution. He's still looking for Debbie Does Dallas. And quite frankly, I don't blame him. 12 minutes after 11 at 560 WQAM. If you're looking for some hair, here's the answer for you, my good buddy Chuck Al. You know, I'm wearing these headphones over one side, and the strange part of it is the side of my head that I'm not wearing it on, that's the part that's bothering me. You know what I'm saying?
Why would that be?
I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. Anyway, maybe that's where my big bald spot is, like all over the top of my head. If you guys out there are sharing with a big ugly bald spot, and they are ugly, believe me. Of course, with me, at least I'm consistent. But if you'd like to look better and younger, call my good buddy Chuck Alfieri. He's appeared as a guest on Good Morning America and the very famous Today Show, according to TV Guide. And Charlie's got the latest technology that provides sensational results for guys who want more hair and to really look younger and better for amazing natural look. The natural hairline system is the best in the universe at any price. And speaking of price, when you call Charlie Alfieri, mention Neil Rogers and he'll knock $200 off the regular price. It's mighty affordable and it looks better than anything at any price you can get. So if you want holes in your head, go right ahead. If you want a dead muskrat on your head, be my guest. But if you want to look better and younger, like I said, than you have in a coon's age, pick up that phone right now and call Charles Alfieri. There's no obligation. They'll give you a free consultation and show you just how great they can make you look. 1-800-321-2413. I can't wear this thing. It's killing my head. 1-800-321-2413 or log on to their website.
From Mark Light Stadium, coverage gets underway at 7 on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Anybody have a heart or a liver?
It puts the lotion in the basket.
It starts up front, and it ain't no lie. Goes out the door and then way outside. There's me next to Qui-Gon Jinn and Boba Fett. As time drags on, I'm fed up with all of this. I'm surrounded by Obi-Wans and Palpatine. Strange men dressed like Armadillo Naboo Queen. It's a scene like this I wanted to avoid. Crowded together with Jedis and Pilot Droids. Jabba the Hutt peaks, Jar Jar Binks freaks. The Wookiee I'm behind has evaded for weeks. Star Wars cravers holding on to lightsabers. I want into the movie right now, not later. It seems like a year. I've been standing here, I ain't moving any closer to the theater it appears I'm here. It's like a scene from the Twilight Zone. I'm in the attack of the phone line. Has gone 1 inch so far. We're at the end, but to them it doesn't matter. It's wall to wall, that dark walls. We're at the end, but to them it doesn't matter.
Exactly. 11:18 at 560 QM. I'll tell you, CNN must be way ahead of everybody else on that story. I can't find anything on it anywhere. Father Maurice Blackwell, that's the guy's name. He's a black priest, former priest, who was shot and killed on the streets of Baltimore, who had admitted to molesting a boy. That's all we got so far. Also, let's see, Ken Hitchcock is going to be named today as the new coach of the Philadelphia Flyers. There's number 2. And number 3, thank you, whoever called it in. Walter Annenberg was the guy I was trying to think of, who owned TV Guide at one point, but I don't think does anyway. Is he dead, I hope? Walter Annenberg. Boy, that guy turned into a real right-wing piece of turd. Used to be a great liberal many years ago, and then took a turn for the worst. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. See, this is like trying to pick the best. Haven't we talked about this many, many times, trying to pick the best 100 movies of all time?
Many times.
I mean, how do you differentiate between number 98 and number 99? You see what I'm saying? I mean, when it's 50 TV shows, there are, I mean, I don't know. After you get past the top 5, how do you really decide what deserves number 6 and what's number 7? Other than you say, oh, well, this was a little bit better than that one. Right? Isn't that about the only way you can do it?
It's an excellent point.
But then when you get down to like number 41 and 42, for example, they got like Buffy the Vampire Slayer 41 and Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In 42. Now that's laughable. I mean, that's laughable on the face of it. Is there any question that Laugh-In was a better show than Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No,
I know that's a very popular show with punks and everything, but I mean, that's like a slap in the face. Even though Buffy the Vampire Slayer is number 2 on TV Guide's website, but it's got to be a rigged deal. It's got to be bogus. And Bonanza, which is number 1 on there, they got it as number 43. So it's fun. It kills a lot of good time. But you can argue and you can carry on. You can get all whipped up into a frenzy like we did because the Jeffersons wasn't on this list. Happy Days wasn't on this list. Uncle Milty wasn't on the list. South Park's not on the list. The freaking Osbournes aren't on their list. Like I said, they should only croak at TV Guide, okay? Not that we take it personally, not that we take it too serious, but to them, okay? That's my sentiments. That's my best wishes for our good friends at TV Guide. And now that we know that some of the going from the Herald are there and Jews as well, to them. That's probably why they got kicked out of the Herald. They found out they were Jewish, just like Bob Rubin got relegated to a page. In fact, I don't think even Howard Kleinberg is writing that stuff anymore. After all these years, they found out that Howard Kleinberg was Jewish. Well, they're a little slow over there at the Herald, you know? WQAM. Oh, goody. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Neil. How you doing? First, I'd like to thank you for turning me on to Farewell to God by Charles Templeton. It's a great book.
It sure is.
And I have a couple of suggestions. I don't know if they're on the list, but one was a long-lived show, Gunsmoke. And the other
Gunsmoke's number 40 on the TV Guide list.
Okay, and Twilight Zone.
Not on there. Can you believe that?
Thanks, Neil.
Okay, thank you. He was shocked. He couldn't believe it. Do we have it on ours, at least?
No, not yet.
We don't have the freaking Twilight Zone on our list. Well, what's wrong with us? I'm going to have to start another page here because this is getting very confusing. Twilight Zone. No question about it. I mean, I realize it's no Nightline, you know? Nightline. What is it? Number 23, Nightline. Although Twilight Zone, I take it back. It's number 26 on their list, so we don't have to put it on ours. It's on their list, number 26. Okay. Thank God. Like I said, I always like those people at TV Guide. It's on there. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon line. My phone just rang. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means my toners are here, right? My toning cartridges for the fax machine. You know this temporary fax machine that's only going to be here a short time, the real noisy one?
Sure,
that's cranking right now and making
one,
so much noise that I can barely hear the temporary one for 3 months. See, I would bug Clarence with that, but he's got so many other things to worry about while we wait for Duff to come back, from an extended vacation. WQAM, hello. Did I punch one up or not? Yeah, I did,
yes,
but there's nobody there. WQAM.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'd like to suggest for the list, Roots. The
Roots, the
miniseries
series?
in 1977 or 76.
Right.
Well, I mean, it drew huge ratings, and it got a lot of people thinking about not just slavery, but about learning about their own family history. People of all races.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was a miniseries. Are we going to put see the thing here, 50 greatest shows of all time, I don't think you can really put a miniseries on there, can you?
Well, it's your list. You can do what you want.
That's a good point. We'll take it under advisement.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Alex Haley, remember the day I interviewed him on KAT? There's another name-dropping job. That's when he was alive. Isn't he dead, Alex Haley?
I think he is, yes.
Yeah, he's dead. He was a good guy, Alex Haley. Let's see, Family. Now, did we put Family on there? Because you gave me a big argument about that. And Seda Thompson, that was her name. It just came to me. God, am I a genius? And you know why it just came to me? Because
of the
facts. No, but you know something? It didn't register. In other words, I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and it didn't. Man, am I sneaky or what, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Seda Thompson, what a genius. It's right there in front of you, asshole. You're not fooling us. You're not fooling us. We know you're feeble and old, and you got Alzheimer's, okay? Well, that's the way it goes. Got a big game tonight, okay? We're under a lot of pressure here in Toronto, under a lot of stress, so just calm down. Everybody stay calm like we are, okay? We're bringing Daryl Sittler back and Boya Selming, just suiting them up for the game.
We did not.
Maybe Matt
put Family on there.
Well, why not?
I don't know. That would
it's not gonna get any votes.
No.
You think?
No. Joke votes, crank votes, if we talk about it enough.
Well, see, you start that now, so now we can't put it on there. Schmuck. I think Mo had a point about you, and I think he had you fingered. Let's see, here's one that says, the following are a few shows that may or may not be considered by TV Guide for the, let's see, Hawaii Five-0, we got it. Honeymooners is on there. Honeymooners, see, I should probably read that whole list again, but that'd be boring. Honeymooners is number 3 on the TV Guide list. Barnaby Bones. Hey, Barnaby Jones always gets his man, is what I hear. And it's not on there. Come on, just for old time's sake. Huh? Just for old time's sake, which would give me an excuse to play that theme again that I love, that everybody else hates. I don't know why. Oh, yeah! Man! The best. Are you going to start with that Bill Ross crap again? No, not this time. But how's he doing, Bill Ross? You know who I wonder if he's still alive? Remember Dick Fennell on Channel 4? Maybe that's before you came here.
Must be. I don't know who that is.
On the original Channel 4. Bob Weaver and Dick Fennell were the weathermen when Ralph Redneck was doing the news on Channel 4, the original one.
Okay.
You know Bob Weaver.
Of course.
My good, close personal friend Bob Weaver, who's ballooned up a little bit, but haven't we all? But Dick Fennell, he used to do a lot of production for Channel 4. He was kind of like the voice of Channel 4, like Bill Ross was at Channel 7. Please don't tell me that Dick Fennell is gone. They named a seed after him. And they also, because he was a weather guy, a real meteorologist, they named a cloud after him. Haven't you ever seen when we have tornadoes in the area, those Fennell clouds?
Oh, is that where that comes from?
Yes, Dick Fennell. You have no idea who that is?
Nope.
Well, somebody will inform us whether he's still dead or alive, Dick Fennell. Good guy. He was pretty good. He was okay. The Honeymooners is on there, Barnaby Bones. So what did we decide about that? Green Acres.
No.
Beverly Hillbillies we put on there. Oh, it says, Neil, we love your show. Tell George to hang in there. He doesn't like that term hang these days. He don't mind being hung, but he doesn't like that term hang. Not a good word to use. Not a good choice of words, but thank you. 26 after 11 at 560 WQM. Tom Lehman loves Neil Rogers listeners. He even loves George. That's why he's created the Neil deal at Hallett Pontiac. Save big bucks on all Pontiacs and GMCs in stock right now as I speak. All you have to do is tell Tom and the gang down there at Hallett that you heard this spot right here on the world-famous Neil Rogers show. Stop by Hallett Pontiac GMC at 13401 South Dixie Highway. That's on US 1 right across from the falls where they've been doing it right for over 35 years in that same great location. And right now, every vehicle on the lot is marked with the lowest price in the world. But if you mention the Neil Rogers deal, you'll save even more, which means it isn't really the lowest yet until you mention my name. Check out the complete line of GMC SUVs, including the Envoy, voted by Motor Trend as the SUV of the year. And take a peek at that brand new what did I just say? All new Vibe SUV. I thought that's what I said. Vibe's got the power of a sports car at a fraction of the price. Hallett's also got a great selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs too. And if you've been turned down for credit by some goof, you know what they said in Justice for All?
No, what?
When a judge was telling the guy that diabetes has nothing to do with compulsive swearing, he said, hey, the judge, Jack Warden, says, I never heard of that before. And he says, that's because you're a douchebag. Remember that line?
Yes.
And if you've been turned down for credit by some douchebag dealership, no problem in hell, they'll get you a deal somehow. So get a Neil Rogers deal right now at Hallett Pontiac GMC, 13401 South Dixie Highway on US 1 across from the Falls, open every day, 7 days a week, or give them a call and ask them what it's all about. Call 305-238-4040. That's 305-238-4040 at Hallett Pontiac GMC, where they definitely...
217. Call now.
Goldberg. Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
WQAM, go f*** yourself.
I was a pretty happy kid. I suppose it was 1978 when I first saw him, Darth Vader. I became obsessed. I started breathing heavy. I took voice lessons. I did evil things to innocent people, and I couldn't quit. I knew I needed help, so I called Darkside Anonymous, and they were able to help me. I took off the plastic helmet thing and the big cape, and I started to be a normal person. I talked in my normal voice. I didn't breathe heavily anymore. I stopped hurting people.
If you're obsessed with the dark side, there's hope. Call Darkside Anonymous today. Call 1-888-THE-LIGHT.
Rectum.
It's 11:32 at 560 WQAM. Join us on the dark side, folks. That's what we are. We're the dark side of your radio. Anyway, Neil's favorite. How could I have forgotten about Blossom?
How could you?
What was his name? What was his name?
His name.
Her boyfriend. Don't you remember we went through that whole business? I was obsessed with Blossom's boyfriend. Boy, how quick you forget
I never
about
watched
my silly
Blossom.
obsessions. Blossom. She was grotesque, man. She was ugly. She was nasty looking.
Soleil Moon Frye.
And also Punky Brewster.
Wait, no, that was Punky Brewster. Sorry, I always got those confused.
Yeah. Well, Punky Brewster's on this fact. I don't think we're going to put either of them on here, but maybe somebody remembers his name. His name was David something. Oh, and you know what? He was in that movie about the sailboat, the big sailboat, White something or other. White
Squirt.
I think it was called White.
Rectum.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
White
That might have been
Squall.
it. White. Remember somebody sent me the video, and it was very disappointing. Very disappointing because in the movie he was like naked. Most of them were pretty close to it, and he was like a little scrawny boy. Which I'm not into little boys. I leave them for the priests. But he was very disappointing. David, whatever his name was, and it was not David Charvet. Okay, give me a break. Here's a suggestion. How about?
Here we come, walk down the street. We get the funniest looks from everyone we meet.
I'm an answer monkey.
Hey, we're the monkeys, and people say we monkey around.
See, that OJ's got a muscle in on everything. You know what? Monkeys has got to be on there, doesn't it? It was a very innovative, very avant-garde, very huh?
It was cute.
No, seriously, it was a very innovative show. And when NBC did their 75th anniversary a week ago yesterday, or Sunday, whatever the hell it was, they did a lot of stuff on that for like at least 30 seconds. And Davy Jones was on the show. Boy, you think you've seen people that look bad.
Oh.
Wow.
He makes cameos in other shows from time to time.
Somebody touched that child with a ugly stick that just terminal. Not that he ever looked all that good in the first place, but compared to the other guys.
By the way,
Peter. Oh, yes?
Joey Lawrence? Is that who you're
Joey
talking
Lawrence
about?
what? No, Joey Lawrence wasn't on Blossom, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he was the brother, I think, wasn't he?
Donnie Russo, whoever that is. Ted Wass?
No. Who?
Ted Wass?
No.
Played Nick?
Joey, now you're looking in the book?
He's online.
I'm online.
On Blossom, and you haven't found her boyfriend's name yet? Joey Lawrence played her brother.
Her brother, yeah, okay.
Right. Come on, let's hear it.
He's looking.
I can go down the list. Eileen Bremen, Richard Masur, Giovanni
Yeah, I think he was
Ricci,
Eileen Brennan.
Barry Youngfella.
No.
Oh,
it was a different young fella.
I don't know. He's not listed.
Well, I'll be just kicked right in the old fat ass. You know what? That's but we'll find out before the day is out.
Did we decide to put the monkeys down or not?
Yes, we did. I
All
got
right.
it down there now, man.
That's number 50.
Get with it. The freaking monkeys.
We're too busy singing to put in.
Well, I heard them hawking at China this morning on the Mo Show about the American Bandstand ought to be on there. I don't agree with that. I mean, it was a very big show, and it was very popular, and it was on for 100 years, but do you think that that's one of the top 50 shows of all time?
No.
But you see, now you're just being a prick. Plus, I don't have the theme from it anyway. See, there goes George again, just being argumentative, just because Mo said American Bandstand. No, we don't agree with that. We agree with Milton Berle wholeheartedly. But American Bandstand, no. Now, did we already put it on there? Did somebody mention this? I think so.
We have it. It's on there, number 42.
Oh, it's 42 on the TV guide thing?
No, on ours.
What do you mean on ours?
We threw that on there. I
Well, so in
numbered
other words,
them.
You're numbering these.
Just
Well,
to
don't
keep
start
track,
throwing
just to make
numbers
sure.
at me. Your numbers, which you let me worry
Nevertheless,
about my numbers.
it's on there.
On
ours.
Okay, it's on there. Well, I just wanted a chance to play. Seems to me like we just got through doing this like 5 minutes ago. I don't know. But hey,
Yeah.
It's timely now. There was a show on last night, and like I said, Hank and Mo, they milked this for all it's worth, and why the hell not us? Huh? It's like a free pass. It's like a free day. Which we could use a free day, although I do have this story which you might be interested in. I'm sure that Miguel will be sitting up very erect in his seat when he hears this. Alien case figure asks Ashcroft to investigate the INS.
All right.
One of the central figures in the Elian Gonzalez case is asking U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft to investigate whether high-ranking INS officials ordered internal documents on the case destroyed. Armando Gutierrez, obnoxious, disgusting, fat, pudwhacker goofball. Armando Gutierrez, former spokesman for Alion's Miami relatives, submitted his request, a letter addressed to Ashcroft, to a local U.S. Attorney's office yesterday. Gutierrez wants Ashcroft to investigate whether Doris Meisner, chief of the INS during the Cuban boys' custody battle, ordered the destruction of case documents. In other words, he just doesn't want to let it go. He's hanging on for dear life. Let it go, Armando, goofball. A copy of an internal INS email memo on the Alien case made public last month contains a handwritten note by the memo's author, INS attorney Rebecca Sanchez-Ruig, saying that Meisner had ordered all other copies of the memo to be destroyed. It also said Meisner ordered that no more discussions related to Alion's case be put in writing. Good going, Doris. Nice, good thought. The copy of the memo was released by Judicial Watch, that right-wing, obnoxious, fascist, Washington-based conservative watchdog group. The copy surfaced in a civil service hearing on an INS special agent who's made claims of anti-Cuban American bias at the INS headquarters in Miami. Right. Meisner said she doesn't recall ordering a specific document destroyed, but acknowledged a policy that no notes be taken or memos disseminated about the boy's case because of the sensitivity of the issue. Messages left with the Justice Department, the Office of Inspector General, which Gutierrez also copied in the letter, were not immediately returned on Monday. An epidemic of that going around in every story. Nobody's calling nobody. Except us. They're calling us because they got a lot of good suggestions. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes,
morning.
sir. How you doing?
George made a big mistake on one of the shows this morning.
Uh-oh.
He called the Defenders. He was thinking of the Avengers.
He already caught that. He got that.
Okay.
We got him straightened out.
Oh, sorry about that. One other thing. How come you can't keep attacking Mo? Because he deserves to be attacked.
Well, so we're supposed to be having a truce now because he can't handle it. That's the reason. That's the answer to your question.
So
He can't take
politically
it.
correct. It's amazing.
Yeah.
He's never
He
said...
can't take...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
sir, I'm sorry. Hello?
Go ahead.
I was
Go ahead.
going to say he never would say. You could predict in advance what he's going to say on any issue.
Yeah.
He would never take a controversial stand. He has to get along with everybody. I wish you could attack him all the time.
Okay, I'll start tomorrow. Now, we got a little truce going on now because he got a little bit carried away that one day with that bullet in the head stuff, and we just decided that, everybody's getting a little bit emotional there, and we wanted to keep George's job, which keeps getting thrown back in my face. So, trying to keep George and, and everybody in line. Trying to be, because, who said it? Blessed are the beloved are the peacemakers?
Somebody said it. I think Jesus.
No, who said that in one of those movies we're always quoting? Blessed are the peacemakers. Oh, what's his name? Hyman Roth said that, didn't he?
Oh. I don't remember that one.
And Godfather 3, when they were having the meeting in Sicilia there toward the end.
I'm trying to block that movie
out
out of my
It wasn't
mind.
Hyman Roth. It was, what's his name, the other old guy, who said, the blessed are the peacemakers. When he introduced Andy Garcia to Tomas Lucchese before they killed him with the eyeglasses.
One of the bodyguards, maybe?
No, the old, who the hell played the role in there? The Eli Wallach.
Oh.
Before he ate the cannolis at the opera.
Yeah, Don.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
Don Ridiculous.
Your mind is just, it's going from the
I only
stress
saw
of
the
these
movie
last...
one time.
Godfather 3. Well, you better
Godfather
get with
3.
it, mister. You got a lot of viewings to go before you catch up with what you should be watching. It was not horrible. You guys didn't like it because it was all your Catholic brainwashing, which you claim to be.
No,
you
that's
just
the
couldn't
part I
handle
liked
it.
about it. What are you talking about? You know I love Catholic bashing. It was just crappy.
Yeah, you sure do. I'm going to call the Catholic League about you next. You think you got Mo on your back? Wait till William Donahue or whatever his name, Phil Donahue gets on your back. 19th, in fact, you'll be like George Michael. You'll be running around with that same monkey on your back. 19 till noon at 560 WQM. Here's a simple question for you. If somebody offered to give you several $1,000s over the next few years, would you accept it? It would be stupid not to do it, which makes it really stupid to pass up a chance to refinance or buy a home at just 3.95%. Here's the deal. There's a Fannie Mae program out there, 3.95% for both refinancing and purchasing of homes. Think about it, just 3.95%, and all you got to do is call Financial Group at 1-800-940-5363. 1-800-940-5363. To be more specific, you can get yourself $100,000 with payments of just $475 a month, or borrow $200,000 with payments of only $950 a month. You'll save yourself a schmittload of cash. It'd be downright stupid to pass up a chance like that. So do the math and then do the smart thing. Get the details by calling Financial Group with absolutely no obligation. They'll answer your questions and tell you exactly how this works. Call 1-800-940-LEND. That's 1-800-940-5363. Equal housing lender. Credit restrictions do apply, and rates are subject to
Motorola. Ed Kaplan's Game Nights, weeknights at 10 on Sports Radio 560. QAM.
Man confesses to shooting priest who molested him. That's they're showing that on CNN right now.
Was involved in some controversy, had admitted to having a homosexual affair with a teenage boy some years ago and was removed from the church that he was leading. So once again, Baltimore police are saying that a 26-year-old man has come forward and confessed shooting that priest, Father Maurice Blackwell, in Baltimore.
How do you like that? CNN's on top of it.
Hey, it's Howard David.
Those hostile Cubans in Miami are smart. They changed the name to Alien Park. Exploitation is now down to a fine art. That's where the bucks are. You just head south on Lazaro Way until you see the human chain and giant water ride where you grab a tube or a raft. That's if you're floating up to a democracy. Down, back south to Cuba. Down, underwater to drown and back around to a corrupt little town. It's the biggest park you've ever seen. Down Maple Nature, all the toilets are clean. No sign is autographed like a big shot media star. And that'll park your car. It's all about how important you feel when the rest of the country thinks it's no big deal. For recalcitrant fun, go down to Alien Park. Beer from the Roach Coast Band and rockin' music by Los Van Zandt. And politicians grandstand making their demands under a commie flag. At least they're honest when they proudly claim that Cubans made Miami what it is today. A stormy toilet that sucks, they now call Alien Park.
Estuvo muy bien aquí.
Down at Alien Park. Increíble. Down at Alien Park.
Unbelievable.
Down at Alien Park.
Okay, I don't like the rest of this. I'm killing it. I can't stand that last part where they're that stuff that Boca Brian was doing there when he became obsessed.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
The part where they go
The Coca-Cola.
Like that. Anyway, it says not only was that judge sitting on a ledge that's, what's his name, the character actor that I mentioned before 100 times, now I can't think of his name. Sitting on the ledge of the building while eating his lunch, he also takes Pacino. That's why I tuned in last night. They were on a helicopter ride and the helicopter, didn't quite make it. And goes past the fail-safe limit with regard to the amount of fuel he has to get back, and they land in the lake. That's just why I turned it on and came in the middle of the scene, so to speak. The best scene was when the same judge during the trial was in the bathroom stall with oh yeah, I did see that with a shotgun in his mouth, and somebody comes in and disrupts him, and he comes out choking because he has the barrel halfway down his throat. You had to be there, okay? You know that scene?
I remember it. Stick
That's
it all the
right
way down your throat.
Oh, God. He's sitting on the can and he's got the shotgun halfway down his throat. What the message of the movie is, the legal system is a little bit screwed up, is the message that they're trying to convey?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Oh, God. I almost forgot about that. Oh, no. Oh, I got some bad news from our fax machine.
He died?
Last I heard, Dick Fennell passed and died too, one of the good guys. Oh, this is from Boca Brian, who I just attacked. Also dead, Del Frank and Prescott Robinson. Remember Del Frank? He used to be on Channel 4 News. He was a great newsman. In fact, it seems to me I once had him on the show, Del Frank. He was an outstanding newsman. On WS News I had him on, I believe, once upon a time. God, he was good. And Prescott Robinson, who, of course, used to work at WS News as one our main news anchor, him and Steve Daly. And Tom Schaefer. You know what about Tom Schaefer?
He died?
He's also dead. Boy, sure, a lot of dead news people running around, you know what? On the loose. So thanks for the bad news about Dick Fennell, Boca Brian. You are depressing. Man, at least consistent, though, but very depressing. Here's a fax from Ira, who wants to know, is Twilight Zone on the list? It's number 26 on the TV guide list.
Absolutely correct, sir.
He says it should be on there, and you are right. You are correct. How about Outer Limits? Why is that not on there?
I give up. Why is
I'm not saying don't put it on the list, but that was pretty damn good. Some pretty heavy-duty stuff.
By the way.
Some very lasting stuff that's still pretty interesting. Anyway, here's, speaking of interesting, another one of these. Parishioners in the city of Stowe, Ohio, learned that their priest is on administrative leave. The reason? A past allegation of sexual involvement with a minor, News Channel 5 reported. I'm assuming that's like Cleveland or somewhere. It's hard for parishioners at Holy Family Parish to talk about it. The whole thing is just, it flabbergasted me. I can't imagine a priest that you trust doing anything to children, Shirley Skolovanko said. Reverend Joe Lieberth, 60, pastor of the Holy Family Parish, is accused of past allegations of sexual abuse of a minor. Holy Family is the second largest parish in Summit County. I don't know where that is. Anybody know about Ohio?
No.
Because I think Cleveland's Cuyahoga County. I don't know where Summit County is. About 3,000 families come to pray and more than 700 children attend school at the parish, WEWS reported. Wherever that is. Somewhere in Ohio. Ask Mandage. Oh, that's right. He's on the way to Ireland. Ask him. He's the Ohio boy. CNN, which still can't get it on their website about this priest, Maurice Blackwell, that just got shot by one of his former molestees. But they do get this on their website. Jimmy Kimmel lands late night slot at ABC. Oh! Let's hear it. And you want to know why that's good news?
Why?
Because that means that Bill Maher and the politically correct
Yeah.
Politically incorrect is off the air.
Good.
ABC, because he's an asshole, and it's a terrible, terrible show. The whole concept of that show, you know what it is, the concept of that show? I have one word for it.
Yeah.
Stupid. ABC is in comic Jimmy Kimmel, the Man Show, to host a new post-Nightline late-night talker, effectively killing the Bill Maher-hosted politically incorrect Variety is reporting today. Variety magazine says it's got to be true. The half-hour show will bow in January, with most likely in conjunction with ABC's broadcast of the Super Bowl. Kimmel will be on hand Wednesday when ABC unveils its new line to advertisers in New York. Nightline anchor Ted Koppel is also expected to appear on stage at New Amsterdam Theater as ABC execs attempt to put behind them the controversy that erupted from the network's failed effort to replace the veteran newsman with CBS mainstay David Letterman. Details of Kimmel's as yet untitled talker are still sketchy, though it's expected to be heavy on comedy with some celebrity guests. Jackhole Industries, that's the name of it. How do you like? I'm surprised they don't call it Jackball Industries. Jackhole Industries, which is probably a close cousin of Asshole Industries. The production banner Kimmel runs with on Man Show, co-host Adam Carolla and Daniel Kellison will likely be involved. Do you understand what that just said? I mean, I read it just the way I don't understand it. Kimmel's hiring by ABC will mark the end of the Man Show, the testosterone-soaked Comedy Central half hour that he hosts. It'll continue to air original episodes for several more months, with Kimmel completing production on his final cycle of 24 episodes. And it goes on and on at great length.
By the way,
I'm not going to be watching it anyway. Who the hell stays up till 1 o'clock in the morning while they watch some stupid-ass TV show, right?
Insomniacs, cokeheads. David Lasher is the name you were looking for.
Ah!
Thank you, Miguel.
Oh, I just had a pain in my groin. The problem with David Lasher was he evolved to a certain point, and he just kind of like Robbie Benson, he was like, his development was like frozen in time. It was like stilted. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he never changed. He never matured beyond that. He never got like any flesh on his bones and became like a fine young man. Like, what's his name? Iron Eagle? What the hell's his name? That played the Godfather thing later on, the Mafia thing on CBS? Jason Gedrick. You better catch up with this because you're not on top of it, man.
Well, I was thinking Lou Gossett Jr., but I'm sure that's not who you were thinking of.
Was that the Schwarzer that was in it?
Yeah.
Lou Gossett Jr. and Iron Eagle? Yeah, that was Chappie. That's right, Chappie. And I understand that Jason Gedrick was a little chappy after that movie was filmed. But that's another story for another day, boys and girls. How come we never saw him naked? Bad move, Jason. Bad move. FBI, and I already had this story much longer and more, I guess not longer, since you faxed me 100 pages of this. The child molestation case against Nawabian leader. Now, what is Nawabian? Well, we'll get to that, what it is. Nawabian leader Dwight York escalated yesterday in state and federal court in Eatonton. That's like in Atlanta, somewhere. In Eatonton, a Putnam County grand jury issued a 116-count indictment of the 56-year-old leader of the United Nawabian Nation of Moors, a quasi-religious group whose 150 to 200 members live in a rural compound that features huge pyramids and a large gate covered with hieroglyphics. York was charged with 74 counts of child molestation, 29 counts of aggravated child molestation, and related charges, including 1 count of rape.
Oi!
In Macon, an FBI agent testified at a bond hearing in U.S. District Court that authorities have identified as many as 35 victims whose age at the time of the alleged crimes ranged from 4 to 18. Another good religious guy, man, the Nawabians. Huh? Are they related to the Wasabians? I think so. Okay, here's some more lists. These people are probably getting pretty impatient. That's okay, we got an hour to go, just relax. Now, how are we going to do this when it comes to be the end of the hour? The end of next hour?
I don't know. I'll fax it.
You'll fax it to Eric.
Right.
And then, but I'm talking about compiling the list. You got those 17. Each of the 3 days will take 17, or 17, and then 16, the last day to make 50. We can't make 50 divisible by 3, even though we would like to. And then we'll put on a bunch of our own on there, and we'll pit them off, then we'll have a runoff.
So
at the end of the week.
Since we have 50 already, you want me to just send this to him now?
Yeah, let's cut it off right now with due apologies to the people on the phones. Then I can take this stupid thing off my head. I'm going to have to get some of those real lightweight Sennheisers, you know the ones I'm talking about?
I do. I got some cheap lightweight ones that work just great, except for,
this
like I
thing
said,
is just killing me. I do not go for the headphones, but I really can't hear you or the callers all that well, but quite frankly, who wants to hear you anyway? No, seriously, I just have to take that off. I can't work for the whole 4 hours. It's too heavy duty, you know? As opposed to howdy duty. Can you believe they let... Now, seriously, I know that's before your time, but seriously, stop and think about this. These are people who are supposed to know about television, TV guide, it's supposed to be their business, and they leave off howdy freaking duty? Man. How do you think if he were still alive today, how do you think Buffalo Bob would feel about a thing like that, a snub like that?
Well, that makes us feel like duty.
Exactly. Howdy, suds. 11:56 at 560 WQM. The weather's starting to get really, oppressively hot again. Summer storms are on the way, and the possibility of hurricanes soon follows. So get prepared for a major storm and discover what thousands of people have done to protect their homes. Do the smart thing, call All Weather Systems. All Weather Systems has been in business for over 15 years. They're a state-licensed FEMA project impact contractor. All Weather Systems carries the brand-new state-of-the-art shutterless impact-resistant windows and French doors. No unsightly or ugly shutters to ruin the look of your home, and you'll also have the convenience of not having to put up heavy plywood or storm panels. All Weather Systems offers you 100% unsecured bank financing with no payments for 90 days and payments as low as just $69 a month. Their impact-resistant windows and French doors have insulated glass, which saves you energy, reduces outside noises, and the non-breakable glass helps keep out criminals and burglars, too. All Weather Systems also manufactures a full line of accordion-style shutters, electric roll-ups, and hurricane panels as well. So give All Weather Systems a call today. Hurricane season starting this month. Save yourself the headache of putting up shutters, protect your family from storms and crime, and keep your house looking beautiful and energy efficient at the same time. Call All Weather Systems toll-free, 1-800-728-5126. That's 1-800-728-5126. They provide home protection of the highest quality with service reliability and professionalism comparable to none. You be sure and tell them that Neil Rogers told you to call All Weather Systems at 1-800-728-5126.